Okay, I think I'm streaming. I'm just going to double check, and I'm going to go ahead and check my audio, because that's usually the thing to do. Okay, I can hear myself. That's good. It's a little quiet. Oh, that's because my actual volume is down. Okay. My playback volume is down. Okay. All right. So let's do that. Let's officially announce it. The Discord. So there was that one time I missed it, not too long ago. All right. Okay. Cool. So there's that. All right. And welcome in, Chan the Magic Man. Thanks for um, doing the trick list already. Thank you. And then also Charlie's Beats. Welcome in. How's it going? Welcome in, Barney of the Rubble. Sweet Home Alabama. All right. Let's see. Sweet Home Alabama. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm putting on my cheating gloves as I do this, so I'm actually stalling for time. But anyway, welcome in, Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats, Barney of the Rubble. How's it going? Hopefully you guys had a wonderful week. I myself had a pretty busy week. I wanted to stream, but there's a lot of things preventing me. So, Turkey Blaine, welcome in. How's it going? So, let's see here. Yeah, guys, if you're not following everybody in chat, follow everybody in chat. Yeah, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats has streamed before, may stream one day again in the future. Musician, composer, gamer, but currently known as a music Twitch famous chatter. And the signer of the current Ace of Spades. Guys, you're not following our friend Durkey Blaine. Please give Durkey Blaine a follow. Durkey Blaine, also magician, but has mostly streams variety video games. Just pulled into work last night shift for a while. Dude, awesome. Or I don't know if that's awesome or not awesome, but I assume I don't know about you. Working late night is super weird to me, I guess. It's a good thing. All right, awesome. Glad it's a good thing. Kyo Demon, thank you so much for the resub. Much love, but can't hang. Oh, no worries, Kyo Demon. Thank you so much for hopping in and resubscribing. Let me go ahead and find the Twitch deck, and then where did I put the Twitch? Over here. But guys, you're not following our friend Kyo Demon. Please give Kyo Demon a follow. Kyo Demon, also a variety gamer, playing Hades, Final Fantasy Tactics. So, all right, let's see here. We have. Let me find. Kyo Demon signed at 9 of Spades. Here we go. 9 of Spades. All right. Oh, I just realized I don't have the trick list on this screen. I mean, I guess it's not a big deal at the moment because trick list is empty. But okay. All right. Let's improvise a thing. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and lose Kyo Demon's 9 of Spades into the deck. We'll give it a shuffle. We can cut a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom, boom. And then, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to shuffle face up into face down cards. And so, here we go. This part will pain anybody who likes organization. So hopefully most people. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to push these cards into each other. So we'll see some cards face up, some cards face down. we'll show you. This is a back to a front to a back, even a back to a back. Yeah, so everything's all messed up, but we're just going to go ahead and fix this up. Ready? I don't know if you can tell, but we've just fixed the entire deck. Every single card is now facing in the same direction. Every single card except for one, which, as you can probably guess, is Q Demon signed. Nine
Just
of spades.
remembered.
Durkee Blaine, thank you for the mind blown. And of course, Durkee Blaine, also a magician. I believe Durkee Blaine said that when. What the hell? I believe Durkee Blaine does like Triumph, so I'm certain that Durkee Blaine knows how it's done. But thank you for the sound alerts, Durkee Blaine. Thank you kindly for the claps, Chan the Magic Man. And let's see, I'm gonna give myself credit for that, for doing that one. And thank you so much for that resub, Kyo Demon. Triumph is a favorite of mine. Excellent. Yes, I vaguely remember having that discussion with you. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure. I remember. And then I see Chan the Magic Man has also requested a random request. Also, let's get a shout out for our friend Chan the Magic Man. Chan the Magic Man, also a fellow magician, but also streams magic on Twitch as well. And if you give him a follow, you can catch him doing magic on Mondays, where he'll do Magic Mondays. If you catch him other times, he might be playing retro games, he might be playing community games, he might be playing Grand Theft Auto, he might be cooking, he might be traveling the world. But also, Chan creates his own music. So Chan creates his own like dance funk music. So magicians watching magic, who knew? You know, I do get this question sometimes, and it's like, are you? The question is posed to me, and it's like, hey, do you enjoy magic less because you know how things are done? And I would argue that magicians, even if you know how the magic is done, probably enjoy the magic more, right? Because you can appreciate it in a different way. You can watch it for technique, you can watch it for presentation. It's kind of like a musician listening to music. I mean, just because a musician plays a specific song, do they then not want to play, watch anybody else play that song? No, that's certainly not the case. You certainly want to want to listen or to other musicians play that song because maybe they're doing something different. Bay JB, welcome in. How's it going? Bay says, "Hi Nam, how's it going?" It's going pretty well. Can't really complain. I mean, I could, but I feel like that would be less productive. So I'm actually channeling my efforts a little bit differently. So in the next week, hopefully, there's going to be some surprises. Maybe not to stream, but I'm going to be posting some stuff. I'm going to actually announce a little secret thing right now. So I'm planning on creating magic content, and I'm going to post it on LinkedIn. So two things. First thing, to let people know that I'm still looking for full-time software work. Second thing, I'm in the meantime, I'm going to be looking for part-time magic work. So whether it's a local place that wants to hire me locally, or if they want to do like a virtual remote team building with a magician, that's where I come in. So I'm going to advertise that. And then hopefully we'll get, just even if people don't come to my profile looking for a software engineer, if they come to me for magic, I can network. And so hopefully that's going to be a good plan. Because I don't know if anybody here is on LinkedIn, but if you've been on LinkedIn, I don't know how much you've looked around, but have you ever seen any magic content on LinkedIn? So, but anyway, so yeah, that's the plan. So we're going to enact that this week. Jerky Blade says, I agree with that. I have tricks I've done for ages, and seeing someone else do it better or differently, or their pattern is so good, you miss their sleights, etc. Yeah. So, like, if anybody's seen Penn and Teller fool us, right? Penn and Teller know how a large majority of those tricks are done, and even if not the entire trick, they certainly know portions of it. And I'm sure they still enjoy watching it. It might be for a different reason, like, we just want to present this great magic. Man, this presentation was amazing. Like, even oftentimes, if they know how the trick is done, they always give like really great props to the performer, and it's like, hey, you performed that way better than anybody else. You did that in a very unique way. Like, Penn's feedback for them is just like oftentimes just, you know, very complimentary of how they perform, right? So I watch it religiously on repeats at Turkey Blade. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so anyway, that's basically the plan, and we'll see how it goes. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, so let me request. Oh, sorry, let me look at the request. So the next up is Britland twists. I used to know this as a trick called hallucinations, mostly because um, that's how I learned it. But misattributed trick names, you never really. Sometimes people don't know how to attribute their tricks properly. So, but all right. But yeah. So anyway, wish me luck. I have also officially, so this past Monday, I officially announced my Patreon. I made a YouTube video saying, "Hey, I have a Patreon now." I let the world know, and I've been putting the link into all of my videos and stuff. So I'm mostly caught up, I think, with the backlog that I wanted to catch up with, as far as like backfilling. So if anybody joins the Patreon, they immediately have access to like my 20 reveals slash tutorials that are like available on YouTube channel members, but I think I set it at like $1 less. So, but all right, so let's see. All right, we're taking a quick ad break. Oh yeah, and I do have some homework that I wanted to get to on this first stream, but this was one of those things. Turkey Blaine says, "Nice. I gotta head into the office. Take care and magic it up." All right, thanks, Turkey Blaine. You have a good night, and good luck at work. Hopefully everything goes well. And remember to hydrate, guys. If you've been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Sydney, a.k.a. Coco. Welcome in, Sydney. How's it going? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Yes, Crazy Asian is live. Alive and in the flesh. Well, digital flesh, I guess. I think out of all of the people who are in chat, wait, have I actually physically met anybody in chat right now? I don't think I've physically met anybody here in chat. I did go to a TwitchCon once in 2023, so there are people on Twitch who can vouch that I exist, but I mean, who knows? Maybe this is AI. I mean, if this is AI, this is obviously Asian ingenuity, right? Or Asian innovation. It's not generative like artificial intelligence. None of that. All right, and if you were hit by the ad, you missed that joke. But everybody else, you got it. Yeah, guys, if you're not following our friend Sydney, aka Coco, please give Sydney a follow. Sydney doing various in real life stream stuff. So okay, all right, let's go ahead and begin with this. Okay, so we've got some cards here. We've got Queen of Clubs, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Spades, and Queen of Hearts. And we're going to take all those queens. Um, let's go ahead and do something with the queens. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and turn 2 of the queens face up and leave 2 of the queens face down. And if we close it up and I turn the entire packet over, you would expect, if I was to count through the cards right now, that you would be able to see some queens. Sydney, aka Coco, says Queen of Clubs, someone's favorite card. Yes, it is Chan the Magic Man's. And Chan the Magic Man requested this, so therefore we have to use the Queen of Clubs. But look, all of the cards are facing in the same direction. I know, that's super strange, right? But look, we're going to go ahead and do that again if you missed that the first time. I know, there's free misdirection because Sydney was like, hey, favorite card. And I was like, yay, free misdirection. So two queens face up, two queens face down. If we go ahead and turn that face down, I don't know if you can tell, but look, now they're all facing in the same direction because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, all four queens are facing in the same direction. But I'm going to go ahead and give this a twist. When I give this a twist, I don't know if you guys knew, there's another trick called twisting the aces, and when I twist the cards, that makes an ace turn face up. And I know this is a little bit strange, but here's one ace. If I twist it again, that's going to make another ace. And if I twist it two more times, well, we knew that this ace was here and this ace was here, but actually that changes all of the other cards to be all four aces. And I don't know if you could tell, but if you were here, I could let you take a look at all four of these cards, and all of the aces are right there. But you're probably wondering, hey, where are all the queens? Well, some people think that they might be on the bottom of the deck. Some people think that they might be on the top of the deck. But they did swap places with all the aces, and they are somewhere in here. And that, my friends, is the Britland twist. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. Okay, so before stream, I was getting a little bit tired, and then I was like, all right, let me just hop onto stream. I'm feeling okay now, so let's see. Thank you kindly for the claps. Jan the Magic Man, Sydney, a.k.a. Coco, Bay JMB, and thank you for the applause, Bay JMB. All right, so um, I want to announce this now because I'm probably going to announce it a bunch later as well. But next week, Sleight of Hand Sunday, I'm going to try and perform every trick on the trick list on my usual Sleight of Hand Sunday. I figure that's probably the best window to do it. So next week, Sunday, I'm planning on attempting to do every single trick in the trick list. So mark your calendars. I'll make a bigger deal about it. I'm actually probably going to make a YouTube video later this week and announce it. But yeah, there's currently like 80 tricks on the list. So expect some to be unsuccessful, but that's going to be the attempt. Okay, so I probably won't be able to fit it into the normal 2 hours. I'm probably going to have to stretch stream, so maybe three to 4 hours is what I expect. But I could have better pacing. Everything won't be like this. Like right now, I'm taking, some time to chat in between tricks. It might just have to be like trick, 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 and I get through like speed run your trick list. BayJB says yes. Same time as usual. If I start a little bit early, I don't know. I might start at 10, but for the most part, it's mostly going to overlap with the same time frame. So I'll drop a note in the Discord like well before next week. So yeah, long story short, I might. So I'm gonna have this stream today, same stream, same time frame next week, and then the week after that is Magifest. So I'll be attending a magic convention. I'll probably be home by the time that Sunday occurs, but I don't know if I'll have the energy because I will be driving home that Sunday. So heads up. So yeah, so today the 11th stream. So the 18th attempting every single trick on the trick list, and then E-room welcome in, and then on the 25th I might cancel because I'll probably be exhausted from convention, but that's the plan. So we shall see. But yeah, speed run your trick list. Yes, I will have to speed run it because the average number of tricks that I think I do in a typical two hour stream is like 15, and I have 80 tricks on the list. So even if I do 4 hours, so I would have to average 15 tricks. I'd have to average. Let me see here. If I do a 4 hour stream, I have to average 20 tricks per hour. So needless to say, I will probably not be waiting for ad breaks during that time. So we're probably just gonna have to speed run it next week. So that's the plan. But anyway, E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing? E-Room says, hi, Nam. And guys, you're not following our friend E-Room. Please give E-Room a follow. E-Room is the Pope of Indiana, also has been known to stream in real life stuff. Puzzle has been known to stream community games, opens Kinder eggs. Actually, I forgot it was last week or 2 streams ago, but we created a trick for E-Room about him opening Kinder eggs. So, but yeah, yeah. So next week, that's the plan. Going to go through every single trick in the trick list. I also plan on streaming this week, but I'll probably be doing like video games or something. Mostly to build the hype for Sunday. So that's the plan. Um, lol with the love. Thanks E-Room for the lol love. All right, let's see here. And full disclosure, I'm not like doing any sort of rehearsal. I might like look at the trick list and be like, okay, do I remember how to do this? Yay or nay? But I'm not gonna like go through every trick or anything. So and some really cool emotes. Got it. Yeah, E-Room's got emotes for like everybody, right? So E-Room's got his E-Room one. E-Room's also got Sydney, a.k.a. Coco, and that's like an E-Room emote. um, and then E-Room's got that Changasm one for Chan the Magic Man. So, uh, all right, let's see. I can see Charlie has requested a trick called Trading Kings, and I mix this up sometimes. Okay, all right. So I mix up Trading Kings and Traveling Man because they are like very similar, but they're different. Oh wait, am I looking in the wrong box? Oh, I'm looking in the wrong box. All right. Okay. Oh, I actually started creating packets for some other tricks too that I would normally pull cards out from a deck, mostly because I was like maybe just having the convenience of them might actually help for next week. So, so for example, here's a bunch of packets that I've kind of prepared. So these are tricks that I normally just pull cards from like the decks or deck, whatever I need to do. But I'm like, all right, let me just make packets for them, and then maybe it'll help speed things up. So, all right. So I've given it a little bit of thought. Okay. The one thing about having like prepared packets is that it's a lot less organic. So it wouldn't really look good if I was to do that at a live gig, but I think for the speed run of the trick list, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, all right. For this next trick, I'm going to need a couple of volunteers. Let me go ahead and share the screen first, and then we can go ahead and I will let you know that I'll need each volunteer to select a suit, and hopefully they're of different colors. So I'll need one black suit and one red suit. And I'll make sure to wear a black suit to the wedding and then a red suit to. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. First things first. I just want to show you that we've got one, two, three, four. So we have 4 red back cards over here. We have 4 blue back cards. One, two, three, four. And now I'm going to need the names of those suits. So if anybody in chat wants to name a black suit and a red suit, Charlie's Beats, I believe, has sent a hearts indicating that hearts will be the red suit. And then let's go ahead and have somebody select a black suit, either club or spade. And in the interim, I can go ahead and snap my fingers. We've just turned up a King of Hearts. And then E-Room's got the spade. Thank you, E-Room. Let's go ahead and snap my fingers for E-Room. We've just turned a spade over. And so now, if we take a look, one finger, I'm just going to spread, and we should see a King of Hearts turned face up in the blue packet. And then over here in the red packet, we're going to spread one finger. I just realized I could make this like a really adult version and just. But anyway, uh, we're going to spread and show you that this is the King of Spades face up in the red packet. So, Chan the Magic Man says, "What?" All right. But I don't know if you know, we haven't. All I did was turn up the kings, and that's not the name of the trick. The name of the trick is trading kings. So what if I told you that this King of Hearts is actually the red-backed one, and this King of Spades is actually the blue-backed one? I know it doesn't make any sense, but look, let me just go ahead and show you. This is the red-backed one, and here, this is the blue-backed one. But wait, there's more. For anybody who's fans of Ron Popeil, or even knows who he is, or even knows what an infomercial is, I just realized that younger people probably don't even know what an infomercial is. But anyway, I used to watch late night TV, and there would be infomercials, and Ron Popeil, he's like, "But wait, there's more." And so let me go ahead and reveal that those were the only two you could have chosen, because if I show you now, uh, there's I did say that these were all kings at the beginning, but that was a lie, because there's actually no other kings that could have been selected. And that, my friends, is Trading Kings. That's the 1-2 and uppercut. There we go. Felden Kane, welcome in. Felden Kane says, "Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday, Felden. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well." Um, and let's see. Lots of people saying hi. Rob K. Suss says Charlie's Beats. And then thank you, Kelly, for the claps. Charlie's Beats, E Room, Felden Kane. Felden says, "Thanks, Nom. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing well also." Thanks, Felden. Yeah, I'm mostly doing fine. Minus the whole employment thing, but I'm not going to let that. I was actually telling people about my plan earlier, but before we do that, I was going to mention that my Sleight of Hand Sunday stream next week on Sunday, I'm planning on attempting to perform every trick on my trick list. So that's like 80 tricks in one stream. That's the plan. So I'm going to attempt to do that. It's crazy, but we're going to try and do it. All right. And then, yeah, Hype Llama. That's right. Hype Llama Charlie's. And then also, I'm going to be attempting something crazy as well. On my LinkedIn, I'm going to be making magic videos for LinkedIn. Because, long story short, how many magic videos have you ever seen on LinkedIn? I think most people probably say zero. I may have seen one, but I follow a couple of like magic companies on LinkedIn, and not necessarily because I would work for them, but I mean, if they paid enough, I would. But I don't know if they would pay what I need. Charlie's Beast is like, "What is LinkedIn?" Yeah, Charlie's Beast says none, but yeah, that's right. And so, to double up as like, "Hey, I'm looking for full-time employment, but I can also do some entertainment for you as part-time employment. So if you need like, if you're local, you can hire me local, but otherwise you can hire me for like a virtual team building or something." Um, and then hopefully that'll also give me a chance to network as well. So I thought that would be a good thing. So that's the plan. I also officially announced my Patreon on my YouTube channel earlier this week, so that was also a big deal for me. I'd put in a bunch of work like backfilling the entire backlog, not of everything, but like of like I don't know, 2 years worth of content. So if I put up anything in the last 2 years on YouTube, you could watch it ad free on the Patreon now, including if you support at the magician level. I reveal or give tutorials on like 20 things. So, all right, ad break. Woo! All right, those of you who are subscribed and you guys uh, get to see. Now you understand. I'm gonna pretend I'm on a roller coaster, but everybody else they just see like the little box of me going. So, whoa, whoa. I just realized that with no context, that probably looks ridiculous, but during the ads is when the real fun happens. Spelled in Kane. You guys are really missing. I mean, I have to give you a reason, right, to want to subscribe. The other thing is that I'm 15 followers away from 1K here on Twitch. And I looked at the number the other day and I'm like, I'm really close. Like, so we're gonna hopefully hit that. Um, Hopefully I hit it between now and like next stream, or actually get it next stream. I am going to announce my event in a bunch of other people's discords too. Um, but anyway, so I'm going to start talking about my live gig that I did early in the week. So I had a 3 hour gig. First of all, they would say, wow, relatively new magicians shouldn't even do 2 hour gigs. This was a 3 hour gig. This is my longest gig. I wasn't even sure what I was getting myself into at this point, but it was, and I thought it was a retirement home. It's actually a nursing home, which is mostly probably the same audience, but subtly different in the venue and the crowd. So, first order of business, I had to drive there. So it's like maybe a half an hour drive, so it's not that bad. It's just on the other side of town. But I didn't know where to go. It's like a large campus, and during the correspondence with the person who hired me was like, yeah, come here, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I find out it's like the entire place is like the place where he said to meet, and I'm like, I don't know where to meet, and he was like, oh yeah, come to this specific place, and I'm like, oh, and in my mind I was like, it would have been nice to know the specific building that you would be waiting for, and apparently he wasn't even waiting for me, but it was the person that was going to walk me around. So we had 3 hours. It was broken up into three segments, and I kind of knew this going in, but were basically asking for like two magic shows and a bunch of walk around magic. So the first magic show originally was going to happen like in like a in like a community room where they would normally meet with a television, but that was apparently booked out for some party or something. So they had to move me, and so I was doing magic for, I would say, maybe about eight ladies who were watching a show on a television. Like, it felt like a cafeteria corner, almost, and they were watching Perry Mason. And so I did some tricks first. I tried to be my sprightly, bright, best, magician self as I would normally be. Um, One thing that you have to get used to if you are performing for a nursing home older crowd is that the reactions are not going to be the same as if you were out performing for other random people that you might see, or younger people. Um, I don't want to call this. I don't want to call out their age as being like an ageist thing, but it's not like that. It's just like an energetic thing, I guess, just for people who are of that age. Um, but I did theme two of the tricks just on a whim as like Matlock tricks, or like a murder mystery, because I'm like, oh, okay. And so two of the women seemed very more responsive than the rest, and so I kind of had a dialogue with them throughout most of the performance. But so what I thought was going to be like more of a close-up show, I had to make it like a parlor trick because everybody was basically in a wheelchair and they couldn't really get close. And so I don't know if anybody outside the world of magic knows like the different kinds of shows there are, but there is stage performance. So that's like the David Copperfield, Siegfried and Roy, that kind of thing. And then there's the parlor level. So this is like the kind of show that you might see if you go to the Magic Castle. So if you search up like Magic Castle like performances on YouTube, you'll see it's like usually one person doing a show. It could be anywhere from like 10 minutes to like 40 minutes, but the audience maybe is like I don't know exactly how many people can fit in that theater, but maybe it's about 20 people or something. Maybe a little bit more if like I don't know, I never see the camera pan back. But so I would say that this felt more like Parlor, even though it was only 8 people, but they couldn't like come really close just because of the space and the wheelchair situation. So I basically had to adapt on the fly my close-up show to be like a parlor show. So that's and my tricks, like that it doesn't really work well unless you can see the cards up close. So I had to really lean into the storytelling. Um, and you guys know that I have no issues with the storytelling, so I got to know them. I asked them questions. I can theme tricks. I would start to tell different jokes, but I actually came up with a couple of things on the fly that I'm like, I have no idea how long I'm going to be standing in front of this group. Like, it might be an hour. And I can entertain for an hour, but I had to slow the tricks down a little bit because I basically burned through like maybe a dozen tricks in the first like half hour. And then I'm like, okay, I certainly know enough tricks. I can come up with more, but I'm like, okay, let me start storytelling more because I don't know when they're gonna walk me away to doing somewhere else. So what ended up happening was I performed. I think it was maybe about 50 minutes at that first group, and I was like, wow, that was really challenging. Luckily, the next show was not going to include any of them, so I could repeat that, but um, it wasn't going to be right away. So I had this opportunity to like breathe for a minute and walk around. Um, so at this point, the person who was walking me around walked me to a bunch of different residences' rooms, and they wanted to take me to residents that wouldn't be attending the second show later. So whether they were less mobile, whether they were just the type of person to not want to do any activities together, or whether they had like an appointment or something. So they brought me to a bunch of different residence rooms, and I basically showed maybe mostly one trick, sometimes two. Like there was a couple of individuals who seemed like they really enjoyed the first trick, so I was like, "Ooh, would you like to see another one?" But for the most part, I just showed one trick, and then I was guided to the next room. And so what proceeded was effectively an hour and 10 minutes of like walk around. And I walked around between, so I was guided from one building to another building, where I was handed off to somebody else to walk me around in that building because I guess that different people work in different buildings most for the most part, and they kind of know the residents in that building. So they handed me off, and then I basically showed a trick or two to a bunch of other residents, and then they finally took me to, and at this point I was like, man, I've been doing magic for 2 hours, and I was a little exhausted, but I was like, okay, I have to. There's still an hour left, and I still have to do a show, and I'm like, okay, all right, let me see how we're gonna do this. And so um, they put me in what was supposed to also be the first show, but they put me in like a common room where it was like for the building's residents. They all come and meet. They might like eat meals there, big TV area. And so I actually set up kind of like right next to the TV, and the staff was able to get me like a tray table. But even as I mentioned before, there was like 8 residents for the first show. This one had, I'm guessing, maybe like 20 people, maybe a little bit more. Um, and so they were not close up at all. And I'm like, how in the world do I do this? Because it's one thing to set up for a parlor show, but it's only like a small circle that's a little bit bigger. And this was like a proper parlor audience, but like I only had this table and I was pretty far away from them. And I'm like, okay, luckily it was like a tray table that had wheels. And so what I would do was, and I'd learned this from the first show, literally an hour and a half before. I was like, okay, I have to lean into the storytelling. So for every trick, I would try and basically do stories with them, whether it was something that makes sense, whether I just story tell the pattern that I normally would tell with the trick. And I was just like, okay, how do I do this? And I think one of the residents had her daughter there. And I think, I mean, her daughter was probably like even 20 years older than me. I don't want to throw an age on it, but I'm guessing, she was already, she was visiting her mom, but then like she was there. But she was um, able to just generally converse because she was probably like, regular retirement age or something. And she didn't live, she wasn't a resident there, she was just visiting, but she attended the show, and I basically leaned on interacting with her a lot because she was vocal, responsive, and like anytime I needed a volunteer, I asked for volunteers, and there was a several residents that wanted to select the cards, so we actually had a couple of cards selected and signed by other residents, but for most other things I leaned on this other person. And so here it was. First, I was doing like one or two tricks, and I'm like, okay, I have to do this weird thing, and then like they have to see the table. So what did I do? Like I did the coin matrix 4 times, like in a row, but like I just did it to like a small section of each, So I was like, okay, here, you guys watch the coin matrix. 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 But I did preface it with like, okay, for those of you who are not able to see the coin matrix right away, watch the reactions of everybody else who's watching the coin matrix right now. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's a way to keep people entertained. Um, Another thing was I started throwing in just more like wacky jokes, and I wasn't sure if this was like the right audience, but they're like wacky jokes that I would throw in for like kids, and I'm like, what the hell? I need to try it out, right? And so like one of the times I was doing invisible, not the invisible palm, invisible hands, and I had to hold the cards like out, like this, and when I was jumping, the coins from the coin matrix would actually jingle, and I'm like, yeah, if I don't jump to make the coins jingle, it, it doesn't work. And so, right, um, and so I see the request for Chicago opener, so let me get ready for that really quick. But yeah, so I would basically do some tricks, move the tray table around. I would walk around, show people various different things. I did find a couple of things that were very useful as far as like if I'm walking around and showing a bunch of different people close up things. There's opportunities to use extra cover, but then I also have to be extra conscientious of like what people can see, like at those other weird angles when I'm doing the when I'm walking around and like showing the deck of cards or showing a hand of cards or something. Um, like there's sometimes where I'm like, I'm doing a trick. This is a very dirty state, and I just can't let them see the back of this part of my hand, and so I'm like, I have to go into the corner or something now. So, um, yeah, and so the second show, after all of that, and I entertained for basically 55 minutes, I was like, you know what? That was a good end to the show. Let's go ahead and end it there. And then I basically said, all right, that's the end of the show. And I'm gonna stick around for a few minutes if anybody wants to ask any questions. And we actually had we had an interesting discussion because a bunch of people asked some questions. And so yeah, I would say successful gig. Um, I learned a lot. I am not sure about uh, if I was offered that gig again. I think I would either have to reduce the amount of time, so maybe I would just do 2 hours, or maybe I would charge more. Because I learned a lot, and I'm like, okay, I know what my limits are. I know what like the mental capacity is. So I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and figure out what to do. All right. So I see Chan has requested a trick called the Chicago opener. So let's go ahead and perform the Chicago opener. All right. First things first. I'm going to go ahead and spread the cards. and let's have a card selected. So Chan, if you're on a desktop, you can go ahead and click on any one of these cards, and we will get a heat map. That will be the selected card. I also just realized for the speed run next week, unless there's really willing participants, I might have to just like pick cards for people or pick things or just like use the random card. So because I don't think I think there would be too much time burned if I was just waiting for input. Even if everybody was very like fast, even if the input lag was just like a few seconds. So, but that's for next week. That's a problem I'm deal with next week. All right. So let's see. All right. If anybody's in chat and wants to click directly on the screen and you're on desktop, go ahead and click directly on any one of these cards and hopefully. Actually, let me also double check that the heat map's working before I. Let's see here. Heat map, interact. Okay, yep. I see one that I. Oh, okay. All right, excellent. I see a card selected here. All right, excellent. So this is the card. All right, I do not want to see this card, so I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes, turn my head, and cough. I am going to turn this card face up. Hopefully you can see that right now. Somebody remember that, please. And then hopefully that was enough time to get the card. I'm going to turn it face down, and I'm going to turn my head back. All right, let me know if somebody's got that. Okay, E-Room's got it. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and lose the card into the deck. So here we go. Boom. Close that up. And no breaks, no nothing. I'm not holding the position of it. Doesn't really. Okay, so now here we go. We're going to find your card. Whoever clicked on this heat map here, actually. I'm going to eat these heat maps. Here we go. That was very, that was a very horrible grab, by the way. And I don't know if you can see or tell, but look, this is a blue backed deck. But when I spread, we're going to see one card. Oh, it's actually very subtle. It's can you guys see it? It's right there. There's one card that is different than the rest. Um, all right, E-Room, you got the card. Go ahead and tell us what the card was. It's okay to tell me now because I'm just going to go ahead and show you that it was the right card. We're taking a quick ad break. 9 of hearts. Okay. All right. All right. 9 of hearts. Thank you, E-Room. Now, let me go ahead and leave the 9 of hearts here just for a second. And this is going to be a great place to let me see. We're in the middle of an ad, so I don't know if, but hopefully, all right. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna spread these cards out, and we will need another card selected. So if anybody wants to click on the heat map again, we can get a card selected. And I can see that we've got this one selected now. Okay, I saw this one first. Sorry, whoever clicked further down. So hold on, we'll pull that one out. We can do a different one with that one in a minute. But this is the one that was chosen for this trick. So actually, yeah. I'm going to close my eyes, turn my head, and cough. I know, I don't know if that joke's going to get old, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the card that was stopped at, or sorry, that was selected. Hopefully somebody can remember that. Okay, I'm going to turn it back down. I'm going to open my eyes. Turn my head back. Somebody's got it. All right, excellent. E-Room's got it. Okay. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and lose it into the middle of the deck like this. Okay. So now let's try and get that card to turn red once again. Hmm. I don't see it. What is going on here? All right, let me just go ahead and change it one more time. Huh. It's hmm. All right. Hold on, let me just grab these heat maps. Oh, that was much better grab. Okay. um all right. Eroom, you got the card the second time, right? If you could just go ahead and tell me what that card was, because it's obviously not turning red. Um so I'm actually not sure uh where it would be. Hmm. The King of Spades. All right, excellent. The King of Spades. So wait, the King of Spades. Wait, this. So hold on. This was the Nine of Hearts. But wait, this is the only red. This is the only red card. This is the only red card. What? So now that's. And wait, if we take a look at the rest of the deck, there's no King of Spades. There. Actually, wait. I don't know if you guys. There's actually no Nine of Hearts either. There's no Nine of Hearts. Wait, hold on. Wait, wait. This card. This card has got to be the Nine of Hearts, and that, my friends, I'll call a successful performance. And I did improv a little bit, so that second card selection doesn't normally happen. But I'm like, all right, we're gonna use it. So thanks for clearing that, Chan. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, E-Room, Felden Kane, and E-Room's got the mind blown, and Charlie's Beats got the befuddled. Yeah, so even if you normally see that trick, I added more magic at the end. There's more magic. um, and then also, thank you, Felden, for the. What is this called? Do we want to call it? I know I call it fish hand, but like, was that a was that a Fiplash? I make myself laugh sometimes. Who here's been Fiplashed? I know Charlie's Beats got the face palm. All right. Thank you, Kylie, for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Feldenkin, E-Room, Chan the Magic Man. Thank you, guys. So yeah, the other thing is like now that I've been doing gigs in real life, there have been certain times where I'm like, I need to like improvise, and so I think I'm not. I don't know. Like I probably had the skill to do it before. I'm feeling more comfortable with it, which I think is probably a really good sign. Because like now tricks don't have to adhere to being like this is how it starts, this is how it finishes. I can extend it, I can shorten it, I can make it a little bit. So I'm like, yeah, all right. It feels good when I'm like, aha, I pulled off this extra magic, and I'm like, So hopefully I can learn some more things. I'll add to tricks that I do, and it'll make it. It'll make magic better. Oh yeah, so of course the magic that I end up putting on LinkedIn, I've got to tie it to something on LinkedIn to make it like it's like, oh, okay, so here, here's four cards or whatever. It's like, here's a software engineer, a product manager, a quality assurance, and a manager, and they all meet together in a Zoom room or whatever. And it's like I'll theme a trick like that. I'm like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. So, but anyway, thank you kindly for that request, Chan the Magic Man. Thanks for clearing that. All right. Whew. All right, currently the queue is empty. If anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Actually, this is going to be a good time for me to do the coin matrix. And the fact that I am so used to doing it so many times for stream, I was like super comfortable doing it 4 times at the gig, and so that really worked out. Okay, let me see here. I did readjust my camera and stuff a little bit recently, so I'm like, make sure everything's square. Okay, so we've got our 4 coins, 4 different corners, and we are going to go ahead and cover each coin with a card, and then we're going to go ahead and make each coin teleport from corner to corner. Happens pretty quick, so don't blink. 1, 2, 3, and then of course I'm going to follow it up with the cardless coin matrix. I usually don't do this as well in live. I did do it live once for the Harry Potter party, but I did not do it with any other gig. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, and then new finale. I mean, I guess it's not new because I've been doing it for like months now. And that, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix as well as the coin matrix. So, like, getting ready for the potential of speed running the trick list next week. Um, yeah, there's a couple of tricks. Like, I always do those two together, right? So it makes a lot of sense to just like do them together because I already have like it's like the same materials. There's a bunch of tricks that use all 4 aces, so like I could do all of the tricks that use the aces together. So that would speed things up. I don't have to like flip flop around. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, E Room. But dude, would it be crazy if I inspired like a video game speedrunner to learn sleight of hand magic to then attempt and do 80 tricks? That would be crazy, by the way. That would be kind of awesome. Dude, would I have grounds to go to a game's done quick and like do that? Maybe not like main stage, but like I could certainly be like a side activity. Which almost sounds weird because you never want to say you call yourself a side activity, but like, this in this case it makes a lot of sense. So I talked about, let's see, the gig, I talked about the announcements, I talked about my going to do my entire trick list. Let's see, I destroyed part of my house today. All right, that's probably uh, an alluring way to start the conversation. So I had this horrible smell coming out of like the back of my bar in the basement down here, and so I had thought, and this is wild. Like, first of all, do you guys drink beer? I used to drink beer a lot until I got gout attacks, and I don't drink much beer anymore. But I stockpiled a bunch of like good beers, and I had a canned beer, and never in my life did a canned beer ever explode until this beer exploded one day, and I didn't realize it until like days later when it mostly dried. But the smell, it's like, why does it smell like beer down here? And then I looked at the evidence. It's like it had exploded and fallen like behind a bunch of. Hold on, I'm just gonna go get the can really quick. It's literally on the other side of this room. So hold on. You guys will not believe how it looks. All right. Okay. All right. So actually, I don't know if there's any sort of residual debris. I'm gonna use this camera, the magic camera, but I'm just gonna pull the mat away just in case. Uh, so guys, if you didn't know, I have a real table underneath. But anyway, so I brought a control can for comparison. So this was a can that did not explode. I opened this normally, and it looks normal. Okay. The can that exploded behind my bar, the top looks like this. You can tell because the opening where you would normally pop it open does not is not open. And this is extremely sharp. Like this should never be exposed. Uh, and yeah, right. Eru was laughing because it's like, isn't this ridiculous? This is ridiculous, right? So I don't know what it was, whether it was like poor manufacturing or they just like over compressed it with a lot of pressure or whatever. But like this is the thing that exploded. And so when a beer, and this is like a whole, uh, is this 22 ounces or no 16? Okay, so this is probably a 16, but like an entire 16 ounces of sour IPA exploded in behind my bar, and um, it took me like I don't know, probably months before I was fully able to just go in and like fully clean as much of it as I could. But the one thing I didn't do was I have a little mini fridge back there, and I did not pull it out. And I pulled it out basically earlier in this week for the first time, and since this, um, and it had this might have saturated some of the walls. Well, this is where I now get into the story where did I destroy part of my house? It looked like some of the wood that was haphazardly built into the wall of the bar was rotting and behind my mini fridge. So I'm like, that's weird. I don't think it was that bad when I moved in, and I thought maybe it was because of this beer. So I got my saw. I got a sawzall, so I used the saw and I cut off like I don't know. It was probably like maybe 9 or 10 inches off of the floor into this rotting wood panel to basically just remove it. And underneath, it looked like there might have been water damage down there, and there was like pieces of wood. And I'm like, I know for a fact that this beer did not go penetrate through that wall and rot the wood behind it, and the wood behind it was actually rotting as well. And I'm like, oh, we probably had some other issue that occurred that was hidden that we didn't see or whatever. And I'm like, oh man. So, um, needless to say, this is bizarre enough, but then I went to the back and you discover the things that being a homeowner is like stuff weird stuff happens. And I basically tried to find like a piece of wood that could cover it up, and I found one. It doesn't match, but that's okay, whatever. close it up as best as I could, just so that if there are any critters, nothing runs around or whatever. But um, like hammered it in. I didn't even like nail it because I'm like, let's just leave it open enough so that if we needed to see something again, or if we hear anything, we could pull it out and inspect. But I've now put the mini fridge back, so the mini fridge needed to get unplugged anyway because there's a huge chunk of ice, and we broke it. And actually, we did a science experiment for my kid with the chunks of ice. So what you do is you just have the chunk of ice, you drizzle crystal salt on top of it, and it makes like this crazy. Well, it doesn't look like anything at first, but it starts to crackle. And then after it starts crackling, we put food coloring on it. And this is probably going to be super weird and bizarre for you because I didn't realize this was an experiment until my wife told me. But this is what those two chunks of ice look like after we put salt and food coloring on them. Um, so yeah, there we go. Kind of looks cool. And then we let it melt a little bit and run and stay for a while. And then it looked way crazier after that. So yeah, there we go. All right. All right. Anyway, the queue is currently empty. If anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Uh, I know we are in an ad break now, so best time for story time, I guess. Um, let's see. Thank you kindly for the applause. I know deep down inside, E-Room is probably just applauding for the exploded can of beer. But look, if that beer was so powerful that it could burst through the top, this is like. Do you guys remember the old commercials of like the high C fruit punch man jumping through the wall? This is like, oh yeah, like boom, like I'm busting through the top of this beer. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. Look at me, I'm an adult, I'm alcoholic now. Right? That's what that's uh I make myself laugh. Which is good because if I didn't make myself laugh, I would probably be really boring for myself. Um all right. Cool. So this week, I do have a gig coming up this week. It's on Friday. This one was rescheduled a couple of times because birthday. It's a birthday party. Birthday person got COVID the first time. Rescheduled. Still wasn't better, so rescheduled. So hopefully, I am actually going to reach out to them tomorrow, but the gig will be on Friday. So hopefully that works out, and that we don't have to reschedule. In other news, I've gotten a gig. So I've got a gig at a library in February, and I'm looking now to schedule a gig at another library in March. So we're getting magic gigs, guys. Getting magic gigs. And there were some leads that came through Gig Salad, so I responded to them. It looked like they were just like shopping or planning and seeing. So I'm not super optimistic that those will lead to bookings, but I responded to them, so we'll see how those go. Because oftentimes, like, I think that when people are looking to hire somebody, unless they know ahead of time, it's like, oh, we have to have like a musician or we have to have a musician, whatever. They're just shopping around. They want to see how much things are. And like, I had one quote that I responded to, and I I felt like I don't know how to describe it because so I quote each gig separately, right? And it kind of depends on like how close I am physically to drive to. It depends on how much lead time I have because obviously if I have less time to prepare, then I'm probably going to want a little bit more money because it's such short notice for whatever reason. Um, but like the price I quoted for this one particular person happened to be a little bit, I guess, outside of their budget, and they and it was very short notice, like literally the next day. So, and I'm like, okay. All right, let's see here. Let me take a look at my trick list, see what I haven't done in a while. I do have some 3-month tricks. Oh, I'm gonna request this one because I should probably practice this one. Let me do this, 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 and then that. Okay. Oh, and then I'll need this, this. Yeah, I fully expect that next week I will not be able to do every trick successfully. But that doesn't mean I can't try, so. Okay, alright. Okay, so here we have a pile of cards. Now, I don't need to count all of the cards in this pile to know. I can just look at any one card, and in this case it happens to be a 4, and actually all of the cards in the pile happens to be 4s. But here's the thing. If I go ahead and... So we'll just show you all the 4s there. If I go ahead and I leave a 4 in here, I don't know if you can tell, but now all we need to do is just look at any one of these cards, and we're going to start over. Well, I messed it up now instead of later. All right, we're going to mulligan that. I don't think there's that many people here, so shh, don't tell anybody that I messed that up. Shh. So when I do it flawlessly next week, it's going to be amazing, right? I forgot whose chat I was in. I think it was one that we rated to, actually, but it was like I use stream as like a practice, and I think that it works out well. Felden Kane's done nothing. No, it's okay. And it's like using stream as a practice, and I'm like, stream is a very safe place to practice because, I mean, aside from the fact that it's there's nobody actually here, but like usually people who are in chat are going to be part of your community. They know you, you know them, so I would say that if there's any place to mess up, like this is probably the safest place. And especially like because I choose to do these streams, and it's not like somebody else is paying me. I would feel way worse if I was doing like a magic trick at a paid gig and like sort of like royally messing that up, right? So full disclosure, if I was going to be doing a gig, I wouldn't choose to do a trick that I hadn't done in 3 months at that gig. So this is like a self challenge for myself. All right. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, starting over. Okay, so we have cards in this pile. I could just show you every card in the pile. They all happen to be 4s, and so but if I just go ahead and I show you, so that's the 4 of hearts. This is the 4 of clubs, the 4 of diamonds. Now, if we leave the 4 of spades here, now we don't have to count all of the cards in this packet because if I just show you, these all say 3, and so if I just go ahead and so they have 3 here and 3, so they all say 3. But if I take out a 3, now there's only 2, and they both say 2. And of course, if we remove one, there's only one card, but now we can just take a glance at it and we will see that it is an ace for 1. And that's how that trick's supposed to look. Ta-da! Alright. Super cool trick visually. Okay, I think there's a way to speed that up. We probably don't need to do thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, E-Room. We probably don't need to do all of the shenanigans associated with the beginning of that. So, what if I did it this way? I'm just gonna do this again, but like, okay, so look, we have the 4 4s, but if I just go ahead and leave a 4 here, well, now there's only 3 cards in the packet, and if I show you, well, there's a 3 there, there's a 3 here, but now if I go ahead and I remove this 3, well, there's actually now only 2 cards, and if I show you these 2 cards, there's only 2 of them, and then now if I go ahead and I remove a 2, and I show you there's only 1 card left, but we look at it, there's only 1 card. Okay, there we go. So I would say we could speed that up. Also, I could visually show a trick without doing any sort of patter, but I feel like that would take away from the whole point of practice. Um, so, but yeah, we'll say, there we go. Then, of course, we could always practice our back palm. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Pull it out of the air. Pull. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Pull it out of the air. There you go. 1, 2. All right. Just got to do that fast. 1, 2. Okay. I think when I make the sounds, it makes it sound more convincing, even though nothing is actually changing. I've actually done that in real life, and I was like, oh, they were like, what? No way. It's like, it looks way cooler, I think, in real life. Even though it's way less inspectable. I'm gonna show you that card, and I just use this one because it's a pain sometimes to bend cards and like bend them back. So I just use like one of these other. But here's the bend in that card. So, but yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2. Ugh, sometimes I'm not ready for it. One, and that was bad because you could see the light reflecting off of it. All right, let's see here. 1, 2. Ugh, I made it reappear, but then I dropped it. That's legitimate. Ugh. Okay. All right. Okay. Whew. So the other day I started looking through some magic books for the first time in a long time. I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but a lot of the tricks that I've learned in the past like few years, I mostly watch a trick performance and then I reverse engineer it. Very rarely do I look at source material. Well, I was in the mood to look at source material the other day, and I was like, oh, so I actually brought one of my magic books down, but this might be a good time to show it off, bring it out, mostly because it's over here. So, so this is one of the magic books for one of the magicians that I enjoy. So this is a book called Jack Parker's 52 Memories, and it's by Andy Gladwin because Andy Gladwin compiled all of the tricks together into this book, basically for Jack. Jack Parker had become good friends with Andy Gladwin, but Jack Parker was diagnosed with, I believe it was cancer. I'm not entirely sure. It was some terminal illness, and so the good news was that Jack Parker got to see the first draft of the final version of this put together. But before it made it off to print, I believe he passed away. And so, and the thing was, Andy Gladwin had to rush putting this together for Jack Parker. And so there were some mistakes in there. And like the original printing was like, I think, a narrower book and smaller. And so I've seen pictures of it, but I don't know anything about it other than that. But years later, um, Andy goes back and like fixes all the mistakes and like makes everything look nicer, lays it out, and then binds it into this this like huge thing. And I'm like, oh man! And because I'd basically fallen in love with a bunch of Jack Parker's tricks online, and I'm like, I need to get this book. So I got this book, and I learned at that point I learned about the history of Jack Parker and all that. So, and there are some Jack Parker tricks like in my trick list. So, but like, let me just show. I don't want to like. Okay, so like, I'm gonna show just like this part of the page. I'm not going to expose the other side, but this is a trick called Alone in the Dark, and I don't really know the trick, but it tells you like what it should look like, and then it tells you some other stuff, and then slights used. This one happens to be none. This one's for the no slight crowd. So I haven't done this one because you guys know I like slights. So, but then the other side over here shows you the method, and that's the thing that we call like how do you achieve the magical thing, right? And I'll show some illustrations. Like here's some nice diagrams on that side. We're not going to show you the trick or whatever, but so so yeah. Um, Basically, Jack Parker passes away, and Andy Gladwin realizes that he has enough material for another book, and um, I have that one upstairs too. So it's Jack Parker's 52 Explorations. So it's basically 52 additional things that Andy was able to put together from Jack Parker's like notes, notebooks, everything like that. And a lot of the tricks are not like super advanced. Like Jack Parker, I would say most of his tricks are like for the intermediate magician. So like, and a lot of it's card stuff. So I'm like, that's why it appeals to me. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna get this because I have basically an entire repertoire of just cards. And so that's basically one of the reasons why I'm like, I'm a Jack Parker fan. So somebody asked me, hey, who's your favorite magician? And a lot of people who wonder that they don't know the names of like the magicians that magicians know. They know the names of magicians like are mainstream, right? They know David Blaine, they know Houdini, they know Chris Angel, they know uh, Penn and Teller, right? So they don't know the name Jack Parker. They don't know the name Di Vernon. They don't know the name Ed Marlowe. So all right. Well, in other news, I found where I placed all of my Final Fantasy cards, Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, and I put them all in a box. So now I have them all in this box. So if anybody ever redeems any Magic the Gathering cards for a magic trick, I can be ready. All right, taking a quick ad break. In the meantime, I did see a Kickstarter get started for a deck of cards. I'm not expecting anybody would want to kickstart it here, but I'm considering because I'm a fan, and it was actually I think we talked about some of her decks. I forgot it was like a couple weeks ago, but Emily Slights, she is kickstarting a new deck. I mean, it's like it's similar to her other Galaxy decks, but let me see. Kickstarter. It is. I think it's called Nebula Playing Cards. Last updated January 7th, 2026. Oh, okay, yeah. Funded in 2 minutes. All right, yep. Oh, hold on, wait. Where's this? Hold on, the location of is in New York State. So wait, where is that? Oh, that's on Long Island. Okay. Nope. Far away from me. Yeah, if anybody's interested in getting a nice deck of cards supporting a deck of cards designer, actually, I did do a trick with her Lighthouse deck. It was the Keeper themed trick. But yeah, this is the thing that I came across today. So if anybody's interested. Actually, wait, is this follow along? Oh, no, no, sorry, that's not the one. Crap, how do I delete my own message? Wait, show mod actions. Okay. Oh, I can't mod myself, can I? I cannot. Alright, sorry, that was a past one. That's not her current one. Let me find, actually, I could just search on Kickstarter. Can you tell that I have not been on Kickstarter for a long time? I used to be on Kickstarter all the time, and then they changed a bunch of stuff, and then I haven't Kickstarted anything. Or, oh, wait, actually, I can just click on created by, oh yeah, if I click on creator, oh no, okay, it's this one, sorry. Okay, this is the one that's still live. It's going on right now. Okay. Sorry for the confusion. But yeah, they basically it's just a different color palette for the Nebula deck. So let me just pull out the Nebula one of the Nebula decks right now. This one. So here's what a Nebula deck looks like. This is one of the older ones. Obviously, I can't have the new one that's being kickstarted, but I'm not sure if I can do magic with all of the tricks with these because of the full bleed image. And you guys have heard me complain a little bit about full bleed images in the past. So there's some tricks that will be worse, I think. But actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and find. Let's do a trick with these. Let's do a trick with these. Okay, let's go ahead and find all four aces. Yeah. And then we want to. Okay, so I found all four aces. The aces look like this in this deck. Um, and so we have the ace of diamonds there, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. I'm going to leave the ace of spades over here, and we're just going to go ahead and place the other three aces out. This. And then as as a nebula or a galaxy, you see swirling dust floating around. And the things that all collect things together end up being point masses. And the point masses will collect more and more dust together, and they will eventually become uh, planets, stars, solar systems, that kind of thing. And so this is just going to be a demonstration of how when some swirling dust gets close to this point mass, in this case the ace of spades, we knew that the ace of spades is here, that just happens to be larger than the rest, and so that's why it pulls some other masses over to here. And now if we take a look, there's no aces over here. It has pulled a point mass over here. So not there, not there, but look, it's pulled the ace of hearts over here. And once again, as this cloud of dust gets really close from here to there, we'll end up seeing that now there's no aces over here because that point mass has pulled some more. And now if I show you, we'll take a look. We knew that the ace of spades and the ace of hearts was here. But look, it's also pulled the ace of clubs. Now finally, this one, we'll get close. It pulls that final point mass, and you'll see that all of the aces have gathered together into one system in this case. Uh, so here we have the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and of course the ace of spades. Now, some people suspect that there's some sleight of hand, and I would say, well, yeah, that might be right. But let me do something in real time. So let me go ahead and place this ace of spades in amongst this cloud of dust over here. And we're just going to go ahead and show you that we have the other aces over here. But now that there's a bunch of mass that has collected over here, we should be able to pull that ace of spades from over here, from over there into over here. And we'll go 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but look, now there's 4 aces over here. The ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, and of course the ace of spades. And if we take a look, there's no aces over here. And that, my friends, is a trick with the pink-purple version of the Nebula deck. GipsonLens says, I've just landed. Welcome back, GipsonLens. Well, welcome back to where you would normally, presumably where you would normally be. So, guys, if you didn't know, GipsonLens went to MagFest. MagFest was this past weekend, or this past, long weekend, basically. And GipsonLens was there. I saw some of the photos that GipsonLens uploaded to his Discord. So, um, presumably there will be a con update during Monday's GipsonLens stream tomorrow. Full disclosure, I'll be able to make it, but I'm probably going to be a little bit late. So that's my disclaimer. But welcome in, Bert. Hopefully you had fun. Looked like you did. So can't wait to hear all about it. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, E-Room. Guys, you're not following our mod and friend GipsonLens. Please give GipsonLens a follow. GipsonLens is a pianist, composer, released his first album last year, and is also a software developer for Double Fine video game studios, and they released Keeper, which we played on stream here. So, and actually, the deck that I just used was designed by Emily Slights, who designed the lighthouse deck that I did the keeper trick with. Couple, I thought it was like, I don't know, if it was 2 weeks ago or last week. I don't remember, but I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so thank you kindly for the claps, Feldon Kane, E-Room, and oh yeah, let me give myself stats credits for that. So um, it was this one. Okay, boom, boom. All right. But actually, while we're talking about it, let's go ahead and pull out the lighthouse deck, because why not? Oh yeah, if anybody's been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Okay, so here is the lighthouse deck. It says beacon on the front. It says lighthouse on the top. This is the back design. So let's go ahead and open that up. Pull these out. So yeah, here we go. Look at that lighthouse design. Glorious, glorious lighthouse. Look at that fan. So like this looks like it's a light here. Actually, wait. This is going to be super cool. I haven't never realized this, but this must be intentional. So look, it's a lighthouse shining its light, and you can see it across all of the cards over the ocean waves. Brilliant. I suppose this is upside down for you guys. It makes a lot of sense for me, but hold on, let me spread it the other way. It'll make sense for you guys. So there you go. All right, so yeah, see, so lighthouse, uh, light ray over ocean waves. Amazing. Looks so good. Looks so good. Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do? Oh, wait. Okay, you know what? Let's make. Okay, okay. I'm gonna on the fly. I'm gonna theme a trick as um for a keeper right now. Okay. So here, let me see here. I'm making a couple piles. Okay, so here we have piles of 3 cards. One, two, three. Over here, one, two, three, and one, two, three. So these actually aren't just piles of cards. These represent plants in the world of Keeper. And in the game Keeper, you play as a lighthouse. And one of the first powers you get is laser. I called it laser eyes when I was playing, but basically you get to focus and illuminate your lantern on very specific things. And when you place them on some, when you shine your laser eyes on like some plants or something, they will grow. So originally this one had just 3, right? So now I'm going to shine this laser eyes. Actually, let me just there we go. So now this is the laser that's pointing at this packet. And so it grows and it gets a little bit bigger. So it's not just 1, 2, 3 anymore. It becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, it can become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, if we take a look now, after we've shined our laser on it, there are actually 5 cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. Same thing. Let's go ahead and shine our laser on this plant. And so that's going to go ahead. See, our lighthouse is shining our light on this plant. And before we started with 3, but you see it start initially and then it grows from a little bit more. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 big. And now finally we have it grows a little bit larger to its maximum size, which will match because these are all the same plants, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, if I show you every single card in this packet, there are indeed 1, 2, 3. This plant is 5 tall. This plant is 5 tall. And same thing over here. Let's shine our um, keeper lighthouse laser eyes onto this one as well. And before we started with 1, 2, 3, but then it grows a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then of course it grows to its maximum size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally it will match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fun story, while I was streaming, I think I had found a bug, and then GipsonLens was able to confirm, wow, that does sound like a bug, and it was related to growing plants. So there was this point in the game where I was growing some plants, and it looked like they had fully grown, but the audio that was playing when I would shine my laser on it still sounded like they were growing, but they had stopped growing. And so, minor bug, but fun story, relevant to the trick. So I was like, all right, cool. There we go. Awesome. Guys, I just created a keeper card trick using the lighthouse cards. I mean, I know I did one the other, but that was just like a reskin. This one was, I have not done a trick like this before. So this is this is an original. We can call this the keeper lighthouse trick. I should probably do this for my YouTube channel. I have to write this down. I'm gonna write this is how much I thought this was a really cool idea. I have to write this down. All right, notes. Okay. All right. Keeper trick lighthouse deck. Growing plants. I could even use footage from my stream if like I wanted to show something in the corner, like growing plants. I might instead of using these cards, I might just use this deck as the lighthouse, and then I might get like another deck of cards to grow as plants because I think that makes more sense. The important question: do I have a deck with plants on it? Great question. I know that nobody asked that, but I did, so clearly the thought crossed my mind. Let's see here. This one looks green. Let me investigate before I jump to conclusions here. Oh, guys, this is a deck that's green, and the front of it it says floral. So if this is not flowers, I will be a little disappointed. So floral. Okay, let's see. Okay, so they are green and white. I mean, that could pass off as vines, right? Flowers and vines. That would work out. You could totally do that. Wow, some of the artwork on this is a little bit strange. It's like most of like the pips are okay, but the face cards they look darker. They feel not like visually like contrastingly darker, but like thematically darker. What? Who's? This is a deck by the USPCC. This is Alloy's Design Studio. Whoever did that. I forgot how I came across this. This seems like one of those ones I might have gotten for free because I spent enough money during a Black Friday sale or something. That's what this reminds me of. Oh, I should give myself credit for that keeper card trick because Magician's Choice. All right. Oh, and I have. Wait, do I have a boss trick? Let me. Hold on. We'll just jump back up here for a second. um. According to this, I should have a boss trick. Oh, I do, but I don't want to do it. So I'm going to not do the boss trick. I'm not going to request it myself. Checking the gaff meter. Welcome in. Hello, Nom. Popping in for a trick or two before bed. Need to improve my sleeps. Ah, yes, I totally understand, and I do encourage everybody to try and get good sleep. But welcome in, checking the gaff meter. Hopefully you had a wonderful birthday last week, and great to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. I also announced that next week's Sleight of Hand Sunday, I'm going to be attempting to do every single trick on my trick list. So, James Gaffney says, I did! Great week! Excellent. And good to see you. Excellent. I'm glad you had a wonderful week as well. So, I just pulled out a deck of cards, a premium deck of cards, because I was actually theming a trick as a video game. It'll be Sunday, eh? Yeah, I just figured this is like my typical audience. This is like the typical safe place, and I'm I'm certain I'm gonna mess up some tricks because I don't. I was looking at the list. I'm like, I haven't done some of these for like 3 months. Like that right now, there's one, two, three. There's three of them that I haven't done for 3 months, and then a bunch more. So I'll look forward to it. Excellent. So yeah. So let's see what we can do with this. Oh yeah, let me just make sure that there's no jokers. Well, I mean, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna make sure that they're not in the top. So, so let's see here. All right, we're gonna need. Let's see, 4 cards, and we are going to invisibly palm these cards. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave one down there. We've got 3 in my hand, but if I palm a card poorly, if I open up my fingers, you might be able to see it. However, this trick is called the invisible palm. If I palm this card very well, uh, even if I open up my fingers, you won't be able to see it. And you won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table, which is when I want you to see it, and it will appear there. Now, we're going to break a rule of magic, and we're going to do that again. So look, if I go ahead and I palm a card but badly, if I open up my fingers, you might be able to see it. But if I palm it but invisibly, I could even turn my hand face up, and it's there. You just won't be able to see it. It's invisible. Um, until I want you to see it, which is when I place it down on the table. There it is. So, look, we've got, remember this one. This is the King of Hearts. I'm going to go ahead and leave the King of Hearts right here. And we'll go ahead and palm the King of Hearts off of the bottom of the deck, but invisibly. So now if I go ahead and I show you that, I'm going to just palm it invisibly right now. I've got it in my hand. It's invisible, but I'll place it down on the table, and you knew what these cards are, but it'll be more impressive. This is indeed the King of Hearts. And that could be signed, the King of Hearts. This one, by the way, blows people away when they see it in real life. Because it's like, what? That's crazy. So, okay, all right. Let me also give myself credit for that one. I've also had, so since I've been doing some more gigs, right? A lot of people obviously don't know what names of tricks are and things. So I've just tried to come up with ways to structure, something to show them that will be entertaining. And oftentimes so any shows that I've done, I don't have a set list. I just kind of do what I do on stream, and I'm just like, what trick would be good now? Let me do this. And so, don't tell anybody. I don't have a solid set list. I just kind of improv it as I go. Thank you kindly for the claps and emotes. Checking the gap meter, Felden Kane. Sorry, what is a premium deck? A premium deck of cards is literally any of these cards. Oh, hold on. Actually, this would be better. So all of these decks of cards are more than like a couple or a few dollar deck of bicycle cards. So these are all probably like most of them average for like $10 or $11 is probably the I would say $10 is probably the median price of most of these. But yeah, so they're just like a nice deck of consistent cards. I wouldn't say that they're luxury or anything because there's like luxury decks that are like 40, $50, and I'm like 40 for $50 for a deck of cards, like that's a lot. Like that can get me four or five premium decks of cards, or that could get me like 24 regular decks of like working decks of cards. Just like, yeah, that's kind of a lot. So, so premium deck of cards, I would say, is like the step up from like a basic deck of cards, and then after that, I would call them like luxury decks of cards. Like if you have a deck of cards that is genuinely gold plated or something, like that is a luxury deck of cards. All right, let's try. Let's see here. Let's try this series of tricks here. Just because I like doing this, but I've basically defaulted to doing this most of my shows because I like it so much. And you guys have seen me do this a bunch here too, so. But I like doing oil and water. Checking the gap meter. Would kids play war or go fish with basic decks and my parents played bridge with premium decks? No, your parents also played bridge with a basic deck. So yeah. No, yeah, kids could play war or go fish or any of the children's games with basic decks. Anybody who plays bridge but they just like kept their decks in like a little wooden box. A lot of those decks that come with those wooden boxes are really cheap, also pretty low quality, can be easily replaced with any other deck. So, no, these decks I would say are designed for, most of them are designed for like magicians or cardists, and so they have either like a linen finish. Like actually, I don't know how close the camera's going to be able to get here. But if I let me see, if I angle, no, this is not good enough. Wait. Let me switch here. Can I put this up close enough? If it can focus, you might be able to see the texture on this deck. But like, yeah, this has like a linen finish that you might see on like bicycles. The air pockets, they glide and slide across each other really easily. Whereas like hold on, let me see if there's a really. I know I have some bad cards over here, but not in this section. Oh, wait, is this open? No. Oh, here we go. Okay. I have some cards that are just like this. These are like these trivia cards for like for how to survive. Let me see here. It was like how to survive something 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 or whatever. But like these are just made out of cardboard, like not even cardboard, like card paper. And this side is slightly smooth. This side feels just like paper. So it's like I don't know if you guys have a version of Monopoly, but like the deeds, they feel like glossy on one side and then they feel like paper on the other side. That's exactly what these are. And these don't slide as well. Like I'm pushing them pretty hard, but like they don't feel like they glide easily. This feels really rough. This feels like I will wear away at the glossy side. Anyway, Ugh. Interesting. Thank you. Oh yes, you're welcome. No problem. I think I liked decks of cards before I started Magic because as exemplified, I showed off my decks of cards collection before I got into Magic like a few streams ago. But now now I'm really into cards. So all right, red face cards, black spot cards. Good morning, Sapphire Stern. Welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. We're doing a trick with this is a deck called the Floral deck. So I'm going to intermix. Oh yeah. Here we'll start over. Just okay. So red face cards, black spot cards. I'm going to intermix um, black spot cards and red face cards. And so, and I'm just gonna forego telling the story of this is like an experiment about oil and water, and the cards will will intermix. So here we go. Red, so black and red, black, red, black, We'll give that a second for the cards to separate. If we take a look at the bottom, that's black. If we take a look at the top, that's red. But actually, all of the red cards have floated back up to the top, and they have separated from the black spot cards. Oh, so during my last gig, I did do this trick, and at this point, I said, I didn't hear any applause, and then I got some claps. So then I did it again, but that's part of like the trick. So maybe you thought that I cheated because I started with a black card and the black cards were the ones that sunk down to the bottom. So let's go ahead and start with a red card. So red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black. And if we just let those separate like this, I think you might be able to see that now this is a red card that's floated up to the top, but down to the bottom, a black card sunken down. At the top is a red, at the bottom is a black, at the top is a red, at the bottom is a black, at the top is a red, and at the bottom is a black spot card. And that is Oil and Water, standard version. Okay, I'm just going to give myself credit for doing that one. Let me see here. Thank you kindly for the claps. Sapphire Stern, Feldon Kane. Oh, for anybody who wasn't on the stream earlier, I did bring over a can of beer to show a show and tell. And the can of beer exploded in my bar like a long time ago. And I finally got around to cleaning some stuff that probably fell behind a mini fridge. But just as a comparison, this is what a normal can of beer looks like when it doesn't explode. Even if I opened it, that's okay. This is what a can of beer looks like when it explodes in this very strange fashion. So you can even tell I didn't open it. It literally just popped off. Like I don't know if it was just a poorly made can or if it was just too pressurized or I don't know. Like so it's going to be unfortunate because I will never have the chance. This was my only one. I'll never have the chance to try Hudson Valley Brewery's Sub Glitch Sour IPA. I thank you kindly for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. But yes, that is my weird show and tell for today, where I explained I destroyed part of my house today. Not from the beer. I mean, I was removing rotting wood, but okay. There's that was a sign. Yeah, the sign was probably "Don't drink this." You are absolutely correct, Sapphire Stern. I probably dodged a bullet. Like it's probably like, "Don't drink this, or else your insides will explode." Right? Like what if I drank the beer and then like my kidney exploded? Like, ah! All right, you probably didn't want to see that face. I'm sorry. My apologies. All right. um, so there was a trick that I wanted to uh, do, and I normally follow up oil and water, but I want to try it with this instead. I think it might be cooler. So it's normally called face up oil and water or switch in time, but I actually want to do it with the cards face down, but I want to do it with cards from two different decks. And so over here we have four red backed cards, and over here we have four blue backed cards. And I'm going to go ahead and take one of the red backed cards and put it amongst the blue backed cards, and take a blue backed card and place it amongst the red backed cards. So now if I just square them up, I'm going to snap my fingers, and that will kick over a card from each pile into the other pile faster than your eyes can see. See, that's what I have to say when I'm doing it in real life. At least here I can say, oh, faster than the frame rate that the camera would pick up or that Twitch would see. But actually, um, oh, oh, quick ad break. Okay, let me know when back. Okay, let me know when back. But also, if you've been sitting around for a while, feel free to hydrate if you have not yet. You know what? I'm not even that deep into this trick. I could just start over. It's not a big deal. I will start over. But yeah. So next week, for Sleight of Hand Sunday, doing. I plan on trying to do every trick on my trick list on next Sunday's stream. So that's the plan. That's the goal. I know it sounds crazy, but we're gonna try it. There's also a chance that the Sunday after that I might cancel stream because I will be back from traveling to a magic convention, and so we might I might be too tired. Hmm. I'm also thinking. I don't know what else I need to do. There's a bunch of things I need to do, but not necessarily related to magic. Oh yeah, I do plan on doing some more stuff for YouTube as well. I have more plans and ideas. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I really do need to get a notification for when ads are done. I know that there are bots that do it. I just haven't. Somebody even told me about one. Back. All right. Excellent. Okay. All right. Okay. So I was going to start this trick, and then the ad break started. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna start over. We went that deep. I didn't even do any magic yet. It was just literally. So I have 4 red back cards, 4 blue back cards. I'm gonna go ahead and take a red back card, place it amongst the blue back cards. Take a blue back card, place it amongst the red back cards. And so I'm gonna go ahead and close it up, and then we're gonna snap, and we're gonna make each card that's of a different color go into the other pile. And it looks like this. Boom. Very fast, faster than the frame rate that Twitch can see. But see, now these are all blue, and these are all red. I know, right? So, all right. So here, what we've got is I'm gonna go ahead and place the 2 red, and over here just gonna go ahead and place the 2 blue, and we're gonna place 2 red on 2 blue, 2 blue on 2 red, and we're gonna go ahead and correct the piles by sending the 2 cards that are in the incorrect piles back to the correct piles. Because now if I show you, we have red, 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 and over here we've got blue, 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 blue. And normally this is the face up oil and water, but I'm doing it with face down cards because I'm using the colors. But this is the only part that's going to be a little bit different. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the blue back card, place it amongst the red back cards, and the red back card amongst the blue back cards, just like this. Boom, boom, and we're going to go ahead and kick those cards back over just like this. And now we can see that this is now correct blue, blue, blue. And this is all red, 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 red. There we go. So, uh, anybody anybody have any opinions on whether the actual different colored backs make it look a little bit better? I actually think it's more visual probably this way. So, because normally I'll do it with like the red face cards and the black spot cards, but like that's super visual. I think. Thank you kindly for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. Thank you kindly for the claps. Sapphire Stern. Checking the gaff meter says, "I agree." Oh, excellent. Thank you. Yes, because like it's very clear. Like you will not mix up red and blue. Very red is like very intrinsically like yo jump in your face. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane. So all right, that's something to consider. Maybe every time I do that trick, I could do the backs instead. Thank you kindly for the claps. E room. All right. Me too, says Efferson. Excellent, thank you. Yeah, that feedback is very good. I like hearing this. Not that you necessarily agree with me, but that uh, as an audience member that just saw that trick, yeah, feedback's good. Thank you. Um, all right, so I'm thinking about ending stream soon. So let's go ahead and do a last call. If anybody wants to see any other tricks, feel free to request. If you don't know what to request, you can randomize it as well. And then I'll also still do a finale trick. So we're gonna figure out what we do for a finale now. Um, let's see here. I think I'm feeling like. Actually, I just checked. Did I do this last week? I don't remember. Oh yeah, that's right. I just finished this trick. I did do that trick last week. Okay. Well, that makes the life easy. I know what I'm gonna do for my finale now. Okay. The one that I didn't do last week. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start doing the outro, but if anybody requests anything, I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll do the finale. But I think tonight we will do Picasso's Aces or Picasso Aces for the finale tonight. Okay, so thank you everybody who came out and hung out with me tonight. It was great seeing you all, and I wasn't sure who was gonna come out. I was also feeling a little tired when I came to stream, but then chat was like, "Hey," and I was like, "All right, I'm awake now." So thanks, chat. Especially when E-Room comes in the room because E-Room enters the room with a bang, bang, like so. Uh, but thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you requested a trick, chatted in chat, did emotes, did those sound alerts, selected a card, selected a suit, any of those things. You enjoy entering with a bang, right? Like not everybody can say every time I enter the chat, bang. All right. But uh, and also thank you to anybody who requested a trick. Um, if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as entertaining for me. And I do attribute live stream to helping me basically become performance ready for doing either magic shows or walkarounds. Like a lot of magicians start off as walk around magicians. I was able to basically do a show on the fly, and if I didn't do live stream, I think I couldn't have done that. Like I wouldn't have had the skill, the confidence, the ability, the repertoire, like to do it. So, thank you guys. Thank you to all the lurkers out there because magic is one of those rare art forms where if I am practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. Checking the gaff meter says that just be you fiddling with cards. Yes, checking that. That's exactly what it is. DJ Magic Mikey. Oh, I keep on joining right at the end. Lol. All right, DJ Magic Mikey. If you want to request a trick right now, I didn't close the trick list yet, so throw one in, or you can do exclamation point random. We'll get another one or two tricks in for you, and I also have selected a finale already. Okay, I'm looking. Yeah. And if you don't want to look, just exclamation point random. It'll throw one in there, and we'll do that one before we do this. But yes, I am thinking about wrapping up. However, DJ Magic Mikey, I want to let you know that next week, Sleight of Hand Sunday, I'm going to attempt to do all of the tricks on my trick list in one stream. That's the goal. There's like 80 tricks in there. So I'm going to try and do all of them in one stream. So that's crazy. I know, right? Look, I how could I possibly be crazy Asian if I don't do something crazy? Right? So that's yeah, exactly. Um, all right, this is true. Haha. All right, excellent. So, um, we said, oh yeah. So thank you to everybody who's here. Thank you to all the lurkers. Oh yeah. If anybody was concerned that any of this was like sorcery or black magic or deals with the devil, none of those things. This is all sleight of hand, blood, sweat, and tears practice, and also um, guys, give some mod love to our mods. Thank the mods for helping me out today. Chan the Magic Man, guys, if you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man is a fellow magician, also streams magic on Twitch. Give him a follow, catch him on Mondays for Magic Mondays. If you see him other times, he might be playing retro games, Grand Theft Auto, community games, maybe cooking, maybe doing things in real life. Who knows? So, also give our friend and mod GipsonLens a follow. GipsonLens, a pianist, composer, released his first album last year. Just came back from MagFest, so hopefully you had fun. And anyway, definitely give our mods a follow as well. Okay, then next, if you guys are not following me on, or sorry, subscribe to me on YouTube. I have made an announcement on YouTube that I released my Patreon, so I officially announced my Patreon. But I'm actually going to try to push things on my YouTube and my Patreon, and I'm making like TikTok videos now, just like. And I announced earlier that I'm going to be making magic videos for LinkedIn because as far as I know nobody has magic videos on LinkedIn and I'm like I should make magic videos on LinkedIn and so I figured it's a way that I could tell people hey I'm looking for full-time software work but then also if you're not looking for that I can provide part-time work so you know virtual team building magic shows that kind of thing and also I can network at the same time so I figured that'd be a pretty good idea so we'll do that um, and then oh yeah, and I just announced that next week on Sleight of Hand Sunday, I will attempt to do every trick on my trick list. So that's the plan there. And then yeah, we'll see. I mean, a lot of things in flight. Lindsay Harvey, welcome in. He also are doing magic videos on Yelp. No, no magic videos on Yelp. Dude, my grammar. Sorry, no Yelp videos here. All right, let me find some cards we're going to set up for DJ Magic Mikey's request. And we will start with the Restless Lady. And let's see here. Okay. All right. He is also doing. Hey, Lindsay Harvey. Hey. Oh yeah. And also, if guys, if you're not following our friends, DJ Magic Mikey or Lindsay Harvey, please give them some follows. So DJ Magic Mikey, also a magician, and DJ Magic Mikey has performed magic on stream as well. So give him a follow. He's also a DJ, um, not related to Mike 2600, whom is my other magic friend who does magic and has done magic streams and is also a DJ and is also named Mike. completely different person. But and then Lindsay Harvey, also a magician. As far as I know, hasn't done too much magic on stream. Plays variety of video games. So I need to check out. Oh yeah, yeah. So hold on. I think his. I forgot what. Did I give him a command? Mike. Yeah, Mike 2600. So that's and Lindsay Harvey is also not a DJ. So but Lindsay Harvey is also Asian. I don't think I don't think the mics either of the mics are Asian. So that there we go. All right, cool. All right, we're good. Okay, we're good. All right, check the gap. Thank you for the fun. Tuning in, turning in. All right, I hope to catch every trick next Sunday. All right. Well, thank you checking the gaff meter. Have a good night. Sleep well. We'll see you later. And thanks for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it. All right, so here we have a 6, a 7, an 8, and a 9 of diamonds. And then we have a queen of clubs. We're going to use the queen of clubs to represent the restless lady. So if I put the queen of clubs over here, all we need to do is just give the queen of clubs a chance to come back and hang out with all the cool kids. And if I show you, the queen of clubs has hopped back up over here. And so, but here's what we're going to do. If we try and remove the queen of clubs from uh, the diamond club, right? Because I chose the 6, 7, 8, 9 diamonds. Here, all we have to do is give the queen a chance to jump back in with the diamond club. And if I just go ahead and I just go ahead and touch these here, that will actually give that queen of clubs a chance to hop back over here. Now, if I go ahead and show you that we look, the queen of clubs is not here, but all we have to do is give the queen of clubs a chance to jump back into the diamond club. That's all it would take for the queen of clubs to hop back in here. Now, of course, this is um, just some, but all you have to do, you start to see the queen of clubs everywhere. See, because actually, even if you go visit any of the Diamond Club members, you start to see the Queen of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, and of course the Queen of Clubs. Very strange. Very strange. But if we leave the Queen of Clubs over here, as it turns out, if you go ahead and look at all of the Diamond Club members, they ended up meeting up and they're like, hey, you know, that Queen of Clubs, she's pretty cool. Maybe she should join the club. You know, club is in her name, right? But look, she's going to go ahead and join the Diamond Club. She's no longer a stranger. She is now one of them. She's now the Queen of Diamonds instead of the Queen of Clubs. And that, my friends, is Restless Lady. Thank you kindly for the claps. DJ Magic Mikey, thank you for the applause. And we have a well-timed ad break. I couldn't have asked for a better ad break. Literally, finish the trick, ad break. All right. Cool twist ending. I like that. Ah, yes. So if that ending didn't end like that, I don't know if I would like it as much, because then it would be too similar to a bunch of other tricks, in my opinion. But yeah, yeah. There's only like one other trick that I think does that. It's called. I think it's too many cards. Too many cards is the other trick that's similar to that. That has like a twist ending like that. That Chan Queen is very rare too. I mean, yes, yes. As far as I know, it's the only Queen of Clubs signed like this. There is another Queen of Clubs, but it's in a different deck, and it's not a Twitch deck. So, but but yes, if anybody wants to sign a card, there are many ways to get your name on a card. In this deck, there's only about like 10 cards left open. A lot of them are like the unpopular, like 6, 7, 8, 9s, and a lot of them happen to be clubs. So there's a few other, like there's a couple of diamonds. I think. I think most of the hearts are taken. There might be like one heart left, maybe. But the deal that I make people is if you sign a card and you, especially if you come back and you request tricks, if I can use your card in the trick, I will try and use that card if possible. So, all right. Oh yeah, let me know when back, and then I can we'll do the next one. It gives me just enough time to prep. Actually, we'll use this. Okay. Awesome idea. What's your favorite deck behind you? Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite deck. I do like a lot of them. Great question. Uh, let's go ahead and answer that. Well, before we do the magic, let's see here. So I like the Theory 11 decks. They all have a lot of like IPs that are like, nerdy and geeky, and I'm a nerdy and geeky guy. So we've got Star Trek, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, even though I'm not as big a Harry Potter fan as my wife, but I told her I'm using all the decks. We have Avengers, we got Spider-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Back to the Future, although that one's not Theory 11. And then we have a bunch of bicycle decks. Then we have cohorts. We have Blue Crown bicycles. We've got old bicycles. We've got thin crushed bicycles. Then we have other bicycle themed like the cyberpunk ones. We've got some dragon ones. We've got some anime ones. And then these are like decks that I got from like other places, but they're like premium by my standards. Love Theory 11, says DJ Magic Mikey. We have Mint from 52 cards, or Assad at 52 cards, if you're familiar. We have we have Shoot Ogawa decks over here. I got those at a convention. Actually, I'm going to be going to Magifest in 2 weeks, so not next weekend, but the weekend after. So I'm thinking about canceling that stream. Actually, let me show you this deck. I don't know if this is my absolute favorite, but it is definitely in the top few because I have to say it was designed by one of my Magic friends. Actually, Mike 2600 designed this deck. This has got to be one of my favorites for sure. So let me quickly show. And actually, as a magician, I really wanted to go to Magifest this year, but I'm already booked for a wedding that weekend. Oh yeah, totally understand. All right. So you know what? I can do this next trick with this deck, but before I do the trick, so the deck is called Legacy of Ledger Demand, and so if anybody knows that that's like a fancy word to basically mean like like dexterity. But it was designed by Mike 2600. He is a graphic designer by day, and then like a DJ magician at night. So, but here's what the backs look like. But the important thing for magicians is that if you look on every single face card, there's magic references on every single card. So you can kind of see something here with fans. This is it looks like a card is palmed in the hand. This is a queen holding a book that says "The Inner Secrets of Card Magic." Um, this is a queen that's holding a card out of a fan. This is a jack holding the royal road to card magic. Yeah, these are pretty sweet. Here's the wizard that the Joker is. Um, this king is holding a fan, but there is so if anybody is familiar with the trick double exposure, it's basically a king doing the double exposure trick. Here's a jack doing a card spring. Um, let's see here. Here's a jack holding three face down cards and a face up ace in the other hand. Here is a jack that is holding a little corner of a ripped playing card and holding the remaining card, so it's a torn and restored reference. Um, Here is a king holding up a card to show to the spectator, presumably a force card. Here is someone holding. I don't know what book that is, but it's a book with like two. Is that two acorns or something? Or two bells? I don't know if it's two bells or two acorns or something. And then, yeah, there you go. Yeah, these are sweet. So this is probably one of my favorite decks, just because it's unique. I don't know how many he has. He didn't have that many. He gave, I think, 3 or 4 of these out to like my local friends here, but otherwise, oh yeah, that's right. Let me get ready for the trick. Actually, we'll use the card box too. So, okay, all right. So let's go ahead and okay. I've set aside 2 kings. Wow, magic cards. Yes, that's right. Not Magic the Gathering. The style reminds me a lot of Theory's 11 Sentinels, but with a magic theme. Does he still sell these? He actually, I don't believe he sells these because he works for a graphic design shop. He might have just printed a small amount, and I don't know if we can get them. But um, you might be able to ask him if you hang out in his stream, or actually, he doesn't stream that much. But you know what? Let me ask him, and I'll get back to him for you. So, sorry, I'll get back to you from him. How's that? Okay, all right. So where were we? Oh yes. So here's the 2 black kings, and what we're going to do is, if you were here, I'd ask you to hold your fingers like this, and you would hold the 2 kings like that. And I will ask you which one is on the top. That's the name of the game. And I know if you didn't get a chance to take a look. So here we've got the king of clubs. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how magicians will swap the card, okay? And so what'll happen is they will place it in between your fingers, pull out the other one. So now if I have the king of spades, you must have the king of clubs. All right, excellent. So now we're going to go ahead and swap them at speed. And so we go 1, 2, swap them back. Ha ha ha. Put them right there. So would you be more impressed if the club was on the top and the spade was on the bottom, or more impressed if the spade was on the top and the club was on the bottom? And at this point, it doesn't really matter what they say, because now I tell them, go ahead and turn your whole hand over. And when they see in their hands, neither of them are the black kings, but in this case, red sixes, they freak out. And so this, my friends, it's a trick that is known as 2 card Monty, but originally it's called Be Honest, What Is It? And but David Blaine made it famous because of his special street magic, but it was made by a guy named Eddie Fector. So thank you kindly for the claps. DJ Magic Mikey, Felden Kane, Lindsay Harvey says, "Do you have the 7-Eleven deck?" No, I do not have the 7-Eleven deck. And DJ Magic Mikey says, "Yeah, I was about to, yeah, I was about to say the David Blaine classic." Yes, that's correct. So yeah, David Blaine did make this one famous because he would do it in Street Magic, and everybody loved it. And the reactions back then, like this was it in the 90s? I forget if Street Magic was in the 90s or if it was like in the early 2000s, but it was really early on, like before internet craziness. I do this with those cards. Oh, you do this trick with the 7-Eleven? Nice, okay. And they end up with a coupon card. that's that's brilliant, Lindsay Harvey. Yeah, I don't have those, but I do have cards that could act and double as those gaffs. So makes sense. And also for you magicians out there, this deck also has a blank. So, and I won't show it on stream, but it also has a DB. So, also has a DB. All right, but yes. So this is the Legacy of Ledger Demand, and I will let me make a note to ask Mike 2600 about that. Okay, all right. I've got the note. Excellent. I've got that trick. Excellent. And Lindsay Harvey just said he did that trick with the 7-Eleven cards and revealed the coupon at the end. Brilliant. Okay, so I believe now we are at the point where I will do the finale and then we will wrap up stream. That's the plan. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close the queue. All right. And Lindsay Harvey, I don't know if you heard, but next Sunday during this time slot, I'm going to attempt to do every single trick on my trick list in one stream. There's like 80 tricks in the trick list. Whoa, man, says Lindsay Harvey. So yeah, tell all your magic friends. Okay, I'll tune in. All right. I'll send reminders in my Discord, which by the way, if anybody wants to hop in and you haven't, I will be advertising this one a little bit more than my usual. So uh, in 2.5 hours, Sapphire Stern, I think the realistic possibility is that I will probably have to make it a longer stream. So if I start earlier, it might be like at maybe a half an hour earlier my time. It probably won't be that much earlier. It'll probably go later, is probably my guess. DJ Magic Mikey, you know how people have death counters? You should make a flash counter. I mean, anybody like I have I have stats in my trick list, so I can use that. But okay, all right. So here we go. All right, first things first, we have a blue back deck, but I don't want you to think that these cards came from that deck because these are aces and they came from a different deck. So here we have the ace of hearts. It's this red. Ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and ace of spades. Now with these four aces, we're going to go ahead and separate them out into four different piles. Wait a second. I am going to start over. Ugh. All right, and you know what? That means I messed up this trick, so I can't end the stream on that. So that means I'm gonna have to do another finale trick after I successfully do this one. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. Actually, I am pretty dumb. Okay, technical Yay, more time. Okay. All right, all right. Mulligan. All right, there we go. Okay, where was I? Oh yes. So here we have a blue back deck, red back aces. Ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and ace of spades. And with these four aces, what I want to do is I want to collect them all into the same place, but we're going to have to spread them out first. So here we go. Let's go ahead and leave the ace of spades up here, and I will hopefully magically collect them all in the same place without just like placing them together. And so I'm going to go ahead and use 3 cards with each pile to hopefully help me do the magic. And let's go ahead and begin. So here you can tell that the ace is still here, and it will still be there unless I do the magical swap. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up here and take one of those other blue cards, and I've swapped it. Because now if I show you blue, 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 and if we take a look, none of these are an ace. And so if I show you, before we knew that there was one red ace in here, but now there's 2 red aces in there. So now we can still see this is here up until I go ahead and do this magical swap where I go ahead and take another card, and look, if I show you now, blue, 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 if I show you, none of these are aces. And before we knew it was 2 and 2, but look now if I show you, it's actually 3 aces up here. Some people think that there's some shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say you're watching a sleight of hand magic stream, and so here, let me place this card in here for you. You'll be able to see the ace from the back because you'll see it here, and you'll be able to see that the ace is from the front because it's still there. But if I just go ahead and do the swap now, and we'll take that last blue card just like this, and I can show you that, look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards, and if we look at their faces, none of them are aces. And now if I show you here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 red back cards, and they are the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, is a successful mulligan, but I don't want to end stream on that, so we're gonna do another one. This is probably my favorite ace assembly. DJ Magic Mikey. I fell in love with this trick when I first saw it, and I was like already like a year or two deep into like my magical journey or whatever, and I'm like, that ace assembly is so beautiful. Oh my god, I need to learn it. And so, and I didn't have the source material. I didn't even I just watched the trick, and I was like, let me reverse engineer it. And so, but that's how I've done a lot of my tricks now, and this was one of the harder ones. But if you want some reverse engineering vouching, I don't know if Jimmy Page is here. Jimmy sent me a magic trick to look at. I looked at it. I watched the performance like maybe half a dozen times. I was taking notes every time through, and I'm like, I think I figured it out. And I sent him what I thought happened in the trick, and he was like, "Oh my god, you just got that from watching the trick?" And I'm like, I had to watch it a bunch of times, but I got there. So it's like, yeah. Um, DJ Magic Mikey says no one saw anything. Lol. Yeah, that's right. And the, haha, so many of my card tricks were just reverse engineered. Yep. I it's a thing. Like especially if you are, I don't want to say like a frugal magician, but like to buy everything is certainly not possible. I mean, it's possible, but it's you'd spend so much money. And okay, I have to do another. I have to do another finale trick. So well, we're in an ad break, so I can decide. I can think. Think about what I want to do. What's the other one? I think we did this one last week as well, 1 week ago. Um, okay, you know what I need to do? I should probably do this other trick right here because I haven't done it for 3 months. So doing a trick that I have not done for 3 months for a finale trick seems wise, right? Sarcasm. All right, let me wait. Oh yeah, okay, okay, good. I'm okay. Sorry, I just almost had a panic moment. I'm like, wait, wait, I don't need to panic. This is not a panic moment. Okay. And this is one of those ones that I need to just quickly check my notes because I just want to get the initial setup correct. My drive. And oh, good thing. Hopefully, I said that during the ad break. Although I don't know if anybody else. Let me see here. Okay, here, boom. Go to. Oh wait, no, that's why I have a table of contents. All right. Okay, go here. All right. Okay, here's the thing. Okay. So we've got boom, 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 boom. Okay. And then boom. Okay. And then boom, 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 boom. Okay, okay. All right. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. All right. I think I've got it. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do a trick that I've not done for 3 months for the finale. So there's a strong possibility that if I mess this one up, I will do another finale trick. But if it hits, then we're gold. All right. Okay. Okay. Hopefully the ad break is done. I can't. Yeah. Let me see here. Okay. Jackie Party. Oh, is that an Eevee? That is an Eevee. It should be excellent. Okay. All right. Okay. Wish me luck. Okay, guys. All right. So here we have four aces and four kings. So you're saying if you mess up, we get more magic. That's correct, DJ Magic Mikey. If I mess up, you get more magic. Okay, so first things first. Here, look, I'm going to introduce you to each one of these. We have the ace of spades. We have the ace of diamonds. We have the ace of clubs. And then we have the ace of hearts. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn one of these aces face down, just like that. And so if you see, look, that's face down. Now I'm going to turn another ace face down because now if I show you, you'll see that, look, there's two of them face down. I'm going to turn another ace face down, and now you'll see there's actually the last one. Uh, but now I'm going to turn the last one face down, and now you see they're all face down. But I don't know if you knew, I instead of doing this with the aces, I should have done this with the kings. So let me go ahead and fix that. And so now we've got all the kings, and so we've got king, 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 king over here. And I don't know if you know, but if I go ahead and I just grab the aces now, and I place them on top of here. I don't know if, but so in either case, you might expect that the kings would all be together and all of the aces would be together, right? But look, we're just going to go ahead and mix them together. I don't know if you saw, but that shaking, I shook everything up. Everything's now shaken, and here, not stirred. They are intermixed. And actually, I don't know if you know, but like if I just take off this pair over here, this pair over here, this pair over here, each and every single ace, so the ace of diamonds is paired with the king of diamonds, the ace of spades paired with the king of spades, the ace of clubs paired with the king of clubs, the ace of hearts paired with the king of hearts. But actually, hold on, let me just do one more magical thing here. Not only was each one paired successfully, not only that, but I actually just changed the backs. Thank you so much for the raid, Raiders. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, 7 Senchi and Hawk6 Phoenix. And thank you. And let me just finish up this trick. We're at the very end, but of this trick, I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal that all the aces have changed into blue-backed aces as well. And that, my friends, is the impulse card trick. And okay. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for coming over. Guys, if you are not following 7 Senshi, 7 Senshi is a flautist, singer. Um, I will sometimes raid into 7 Senshi from my streams because we usually have the same streaming schedule. But thank you so much for the raid, 7 Senshi. And if you're not following 7 Senshi, please give 7 Senshi a follow. Okay, all right. So, thank you kindly for the claps. 7 Senji, Hawk6 Phoenix, Sapphire Stern, DJ Magic Mikey with the mind blown. Thank you for that. And hopefully you enjoyed that, DJ Magic Mikey, because I think you were responding to every part of the magic that was happening. Anyway, 7 Senchi, thank you so much for the raid. How was the stream? Hopefully you had a wonderful time. Um, I wasn't sure if you were around or you went to MagFest. Did you go to MagFest? And were you there? So let's see. Hawk6 Phoenix. In the name of the moon, 7 centuries rating you. Welcome in, Chip. How's it going, Chip? Welcome in, uh, Ding us up. Or sorry, Dingus Ping. I wanted to say Dingus up, but I read that wrong. I'm sorry. Welcome in. How's it going? Let's see. 7 centuries. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Hope um, hope stream has been going well. So stream was going well, and then I messed up my finale trick, and then I did another trick, and then people came in, and then there was a raid, and you know what? Stream is going great. 7 centuries. Stream was fun. I didn't go to MagFest this year. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm Dingus. All right. Welcome in, Dingus. And the ping is optional. Oh, okay. But I'm not Pingus. Man. All right. Um, so yeah, hopefully you had a wonderful stream as well. I messed up a trick or two, but you know what? That's okay. I did a mulligan. So I have multiple commands. It's either mulligan or FTT and that was inspired by your stream 7 Senshi for when you take it from the top. So not this one, but the other one that I messed up that I had to start over. I basically did it again, but yeah, ooh. So yeah. Here, I'll even do the I can even do the boom. I didn't actually do this, but I probably missed doing it one time or something. So that's okay. The count is slightly less important. Let's just get an overall rough number. Okay, so we've been rated. So I can't end stream right now. So obviously I have to do some tricks for the raiders. So let's go ahead and oh yeah, let me clear this. Guess we got to do more magic. You know, the secret is send me a raid, and I clearly do more magic. All right, let's go ahead and find all the aces because I want to do a trick with these aces now. I guess. Okay, Sapphire's turn's got the thumbs up, and DJ Magic Mikey's with the. Oh, thank you so much for a night stream for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. I am presumably, if nobody unfollowed me, I'm now 14 people away from 1K followers on Twitch. So very close to that milestone. Super exciting. So actually, if you're here in chat right now or watching the stream and you haven't followed me, please follow me. You could be the one to help take me over 1K followers. Hopefully. All right. So all right. It is indeed 14 left. Yes. All right. Yeah, when I started stream it was 15. So I'm like, okay, sweet. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and we have all four aces here. And what I want to do is actually, I'm going to do a quick demonstration. So if I hold the packet and I give it a shake at some point, a night stream says hi. Welcome in, a night stream. Greatly appreciate the follow. Let me introduce. I think most people know who but let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Nam, and I'm known as Crazy Asian, spelled this weird way on Twitch. But I like to do sleight of hand card magic on stream, and I usually do this every Sunday. So exciting announcement! Next week Sunday, I'm going to attempt to do every single trick in my trick list, which is like 80 tricks, in the stream. So heads up, that's coming next week. All right. So for this trick, if I hold the packet and I shake, hopefully one of the aces will turn itself face up. So uh, I'm going to hold this pack and give it a shake. And hopefully that will turn up one of the aces. In this case, it will turn up the ace of spades. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all turned face down, but I'm going to hold the packet, give it a shake, and let me go ahead and show you that that turned up the ace of diamonds. And so now let me show you that all four cards are face down. But if I hold the packet, give it a shake. See, if I don't make the sound effects with my mouth, I don't know if it will work. But look, all of the ace of clubs that turned itself face up. I know. So here's so now 1, 2, 3, 4. All the cards are face down. But if I hold the packet, give it a shake. Now that should turn up our final card. I believe it's the ace of hearts. There we go. And so that's how we take all four aces and we 1, 2, 3, 4, and we shake them like this. I won't make the sound effect now because I actually don't want anything to happen with them. But actually, we're going to demonstrate one more thing that we can do. So all of the cards are face down. I'm going to go ahead and cut the aces here into the middle of the deck, and I'm going to hold the whole deck and I'm going to give it a shake. And of course, this one, extra vigorous shake. And I don't know if you can tell, but that was enough shaking. And even though it was a lot more cards, I was able to turn every single ace face up in the deck. And I mean, they're signed, but I mean, yeah, there's no other aces in the deck. So, and that was a trick called the French Twist. Lindsay Harvey says, "Extra vigorous shake was my nickname in high school," says Lindsay Harvey. Thank you kindly for the claps. DJ Magic Mikey, 7th Century, Sapphire Stern, DJ Magic Mikey, and Hawk6 Phoenix says, "Don't shake it too hard or the Kings could end up face up too." You know, yeah, I don't wanna make anybody face up against their will. All right, and I do know that 7th Century, you like the Devil's Elevator. So let's go ahead and do that one, and assuming I don't mess that one up, that one will be our new finale trick, unless we get a raid, in which case I will continue to do more. So the fact that I don't have employment, full-time employment currently, and uh, the willingness to just go later, I can go later, and I'm not like as I said at the beginning of the stream, I started stream a little tired, but like it's fine. But I mean, I'm probably gonna have to stay awake next week when I do every trick in the trick list, so it's gonna be crazy. Did you eat? I mean, I ate dinner like a long time ago. Right now it's like 1:18 for me, 1:18 in the morning. So I already had my late night snack as well. So oh, are you responding to oh Hawk? No wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. Yeah, I'm on U.S. East Coast. I think we knew that, but if not, I'm on U.S. East Coast. So, all right, here we go. This is called the Devil's Elevator. All right. So we have the red sixes and nines over here, and the reason why I do that is because at certain angles, this will look like 666, aside from the obvious 6-9 meme. And then here we've got a bunch of clubs, and I will just, I'll use these in a second. So we're going to leave the red sixes and nines over here just for a second, and then I'm going to lay down all of the other cards. So here's the 5, and you'll see why we're doing the descending order. Here's the 4, here's the 3, and then the 2 we're going to place on the top over here. Now, if I take the 2 and I place it in the second level of hell, so these cards are going to represent the levels of hell: the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so I'm putting the 2 in the second level of hell. Makes sense now, right? Now, as all good businesses, I don't know if you guys know, hell isn't just a religious place, it's a business. And as all good businesses, they have a maintenance elevator. So if you ever find yourself stuck in any level of hell, you just have to go find the devil's elevator, get into it, doors close, you press the elevator button, the elevator will do its thing. It will bring you to the uppermost level of hell, which is the one closest to the surface, and that's the one that's most easily escapable. Because now, if you take a look, we're taking a quick ad break. What a wonderful Hawk6 Phoenix. Thank you so much for the gift sub to 7 Senchi. I'm holding my hands up here. Um And thank you so much for the gift sub to 7 Senshi, Hawk6. All right, so I didn't do anything quite at the moment. 7, let me know. Are you able to see? Uh, Let me know when you are here. I won't continue until you're able to see. I refreshed. I see. Okay, excellent. Cool. All right, great. So we just had the 2 escape from the uppermost level of hell. All right. So now we have here the 3, right? And so here, the 3, I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 and place it in the 3rd level of hell. So here we go. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. If we close that up. The 3 knows how to get out. They're going to get in the maintenance elevator. They're going to press the elevator button. The devil's elevator will do its work to then bring, I don't know if you can tell, but the 3 has made it up to the uppermost level because now it can easily escape hell. Now, some people believe that some of those people were in hell the entire time. Thank you so much for... Wait, what just happened? A hype train? I don't know what triggered it, but... Expanse, yes. Some people believe that there was some... maybe some people were in hell the entire time, and that's not the case. So look, I'm going to go ahead and grab the 4, and we're going to take the 4, place it here in the 4th level of hell. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we tap that in, and I don't know if you can tell, but they got in the elevator, they got up to the uppermost level, and here we go. Boom. Now, some people think that there are more levels of hell into that. Maybe you're correct, but for the purpose of this trick, there's only 5, and we're going to place the 5 here in the bottommost. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5 is going to know to get into the devil's elevator. Press the elevator button, and the elevator operates, and boom. And you can tell, but the 5 has now escaped from the topmost level, and here we've got the same 6s and 9s that we've been using the entire. Okay, alright, cool. And now, we're in a hype train. I don't know if you guys know, during a hype train, I have to do as many tricks as fast as possible, and so we're just going to go ahead and start doing tricks. And the one that I default to when I have to do a trick in a hurry, it's usually the ambitious card routine, so let's go ahead and do that one. So here, we've got the Ace of Spades. This is a perfect one, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Ace of Spades, place it in the middle of the deck. And if I snap, the Ace of Spades is going to go from the middle back up to the top. No, wait, that's not... Hold on. I don't know if I snap well enough. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the Ace of Spades back on the top. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the Ace of Spades, place it back in the middle of the deck. And importantly, if I snap now, that should bring it back from the middle all the way up to the top. Some people think magicians will actually swap out a card, but I'll leave this sticking out. We'll know it's the same card because it's signed by Charlie's Beats. And we take it and place it into the middle of this packet. We take this whole packet, place it in the middle of this packet, and some people think I hide it on the top, some people think I hide it on the bottom. But no, if I snap, that will bring it from the middle back up to the top, and there we have it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find aces, and we're just gonna do, let's see, this. So here, what we've got is, we've got the 4 aces. What I want to do is I want to turn them all face up, only one card at a time. But I'm not allowed to just turn them face up like this, because that would be cheating, because that's not magical. So instead, I'm going to hold the packet, give it another magical twist. I'm sorry, going to give it my first magical twist. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead in my mind. But look, that will turn up one of the aces, in this case, the Ace of Hearts. Now, I'm going to give this another magical twist. Ace of Hearts will turn itself face down. Ace of Clubs turns itself face up. I know, this part's super weird. And now I'm going to go ahead and hold the packet, give another magical twist, and Ace of Diamonds will turn itself face up. Now, the Ace of Spades, I think, is a little bit tired from the last trick, because we made it jump through some hoops and stuff, and so I was like, wait. So, here's the thing. I'm going to show you that every card is still face down, but even if we give it another magical twist, it's a little bit tired, because if I show you that every card is still face down, even with 2 magical twists, some people are like, yo, you just gave it 3 cumulative magical twists, but actually it's still face down. However, all I need to do is just snap, and actually if I show you, if I shake, that Ace of Spades has turned itself face up. Super weird, right? Super weird. Alright, let's do another one with these 4 aces. So, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and not do any magic for this phase, because this is what it should look like exactly. So Look, follow where the ace of spades is. So I'm gonna leave the ace of spades over here, and I'll place the ace of clubs on top of it, and the red aces will go over here. Now, if I don't do any magic, where would you say the ace of spades is? I think a lot of people would say it's here, and you would be correct because I didn't do any magic. And down here is the ace of clubs, and here are the red aces. Okay, cool. So now here's the thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and what if I told you that I will do magic this time? And so here, but we're doing the exact same thing. Ace of spades right there, ace of clubs right here, red aces over here. But now I'm going to do some magic. I don't know if you saw, but that I just swapped because if you thought that these are the black aces, these are now the red aces. And if you and so these aces are the black aces, and the ace of spades is right here. I know, is that strange? That's very strange, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the two red aces face up. I'm gonna turn the two black aces face down, and we're gonna go ahead and place them in the middle like this. And I'm not gonna do any magic this time because look, if I just go ahead and I just reverse count them, and I don't do any magic, it's gonna look exactly the same. The red aces are face up in the middle. But if I just go ahead and I hold the packet and I do a magical shake, this magical shake actually changes everything. So I don't know if you could tell, but that magical shake actually swapped the two red aces with the black aces. Now in between, there's two black aces face up. I know, it's super weird because look. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? We'll do this trick one more time and then that should hopefully wrap up the hype train. Um, but so if I reverse count and do nothing, no magical thing, the black aces are still face up. Okay, but if I go ahead and I do a magical shake, this magical shake actually changes everything because I don't know if you can tell. Now the red aces are face up in the middle. I know that doesn't make any sense, but look. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And that, my friends, is a successful hype train. Okay, let me go back. I missed a bunch of chat because I was in the middle of a trick when the hype train started. I actually don't understand what triggered the hype train because I thought it normally requires two events, right? But only like one sub, which thank you, Hawk6 Phoenix, for the gift sub to 7th Century. Greatly appreciate it. But, I don't know if there's stuff going on with Twitch or if it was a mistake or if there was like a secret donation or that didn't get announced. I don't know. That could. I think on any and all of those things could happen, right? Thank you kindly for the clap. 7th Century, Hawk6 Phoenix, DJ Magic Mikey, Sapphire Stern. Uh, thank you kindly. So anyway, all the hype trains that I've done up until this point have hopefully helped train me to be able to do my challenge next week, but still 80 different tricks is a little ridiculous. I'm going to mess up some tricks next week. So okay, so let's see here. All right. So we got the refresh, you can now see, no problem. I'm just catching up with chat, sorry. And then we got the Gibson eyes and then ooh, Expanse. Oh yes. So guys, you didn't know that was a mix of Expanse that I basically cobbled together. So it was two versions of Expanse. The first singles version of Expanse that GipsonLens released, and that was with Nick, New Baroque, and his solo piano version. And I basically took them apart and manually mixed them together in a sound file. And so that's what it sounds like. But I needed to make it 5 minutes because I was like, oh, I want the whole 5 minutes because like each one was only like 3 minutes, something, something, and I was like, oh, how do I make this 5 minutes? So I wanted to do that for, but and of course I got permission from Gibson Let's do it before I did it. So, but yeah, so that was that version of Expanse. So if you guys like that song, give Gibson Lens a follow. Check out his album. All right. Thank you for the mind blowns and the claps, everybody. And Hawk6 says they mix up how many things trigger the hype trains. Sometimes they just happen out of nowhere. What? Really? I didn't know that. That's new to me. Might be a setting to change if you want to. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, if I want hype trains to happen all the time, I mean, I think people would be okay with just random fast magic all the time. As far as I know, I don't think anybody is opposed to random fast magic. Magic tricks, like shotgun magic tricks. So, all right, okay. Well, with that, and I didn't mess up those tricks at the end, so Uh, I do feel like we do need to do like a chill trick before I end stream though. So I'm gonna do. Let me see here. What can I do? Okay, we're gonna do this one. I'm gonna do a chill trick, and then we'll call it. Okay. All right, here we go. So we have one, two, three, four, five, six cards. Two of them are red queens, and the other are black spot cards. And what we're going to do is I'm going to leave the two red queens face down over here, like this. Yeah, chill trick time. I can take my time. But these two red queens are very good at jumping back into this pile because look, a red queen, one of them is going to hop back in here. And I don't know if you can tell, but look here is the queen of diamonds. Swap places with one of these guys. So, but now the other queen, seeing what this queen has done, also going to jump back into here. Because if I show you, it has also jumped back into here and swapped places with the one of the black spot cards. And so the thing is, you can see that the black spot cards are all rules followers in society, and you can tell because they have been marked. They live in a country where I mean, maybe it's the United States, but they are marked as though that they obey the rules, and you can tell by their backs. If we take a look at the two red queens, they did not listen. They found a way to swap places with people, and you can easily tell that they are marked differently because on their backs they are red backed. If you were here, you can inspect all of these cards yourself. They are exactly as they appear. And that, my friends, is a trick called Trouble Backer, but with a little bit of a modification that is my own. As far as I know, nobody else does the modification, my modification in my fashion, in my way. So I'd like to say that I improved that trick for the better. Not much. It's only a little tiny thing, but thank you kindly for the clap. 7th Century, Sapphire Stern, DJ Magic Mikey, GipsonLens, and I realized that I did like the outro like an hour ago, but you know what? I'm not gonna like. You made it crazier, said DJ Magic Mikey. Yeah, yeah, Magic Mikey. If we end up like at some point on a video call or something, if you want to see what I did with that, I will show you. I'm a fan of false counts. My favorite sleight is the Elmsley, and I I created like a monster false count. So you let me know if you want to talk about that. Sounds good. Your Elmsley is clean AF. Thank you kindly. That means a lot coming from another magician. So thank you, appreciate it. Um, okay, so before we actually go, I do have to show DJ Magic Mikey. So here's the thing. I didn't know the concept of false counts or why they would be good in Magic until I started doing them, and then my favorite sleight is the Elmsley. Well, now I have the Countosaurus. It is the Handbook of False Counts and Displays, and so I have it. So I've gone through about a third of this book.
You just blew my mind.
Just blew your mind? Oh, did you not know this book existed? Yeah, I didn't know either. And then I was like, oh my god, this book is for me. Okay, that thing is a beast. Yes, it's a beast. I think there's like 80 false counts and displays in there. I was like, oh my god, all the secrets are being revealed. I mean, I literally just showed you the book, like the title of the book and who made it. Like now I know it is all false counts and Elmsleys. You know what, Hawk Six Man, I can't even speak. You know what, Hawk Six Phoenix? It is all Elmsleys and false counts all the way down, right next to the turtles. Whatever those are. All right. So, as I said, I already did the outro, but you know what? Thank you to everybody who decided to come out today. I'll keep this one shorter, but thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for requesting tricks. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the raid 7 Senchi. Uh, Thank you for interacting with the stream. Thank you for lurking if you lurked. Um, if great stream, I'm glad you kept it going longer. I mean, look, I'm not like a complicated guy. Uh, Request tricks or raid me or make me mess up, and then I'll do more tricks. Like that's not. I don't think it's that difficult a bar. So, all right. So, if anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, check out my YouTube. I have over 300 magic tricks on my YouTube. I have a ton of other like content too, so come find me. If anybody wants to hang out in the Discord, this is probably the best place. I'm also going to be announcing stuff related to my event next week, so I'm going to be attempting to do all of the tricks in my trick list next week on Sleight of Hand Sunday. Okay, so that's the announcement. So come one, come all. It's going to be crazy. Give some mod love to our mods, Chan the Magic Man and GipsonLens. If you don't already follow them, oh, I was rate limited. I was doing it too fast. Give them a follow if you don't already follow them. Okay, all right. And I already did the finale. I did many finale tricks. I did like an hour's worth of finale tricks. So I'd say we'll call that a good stream. All right, let's go find somebody to raid. Let's see. Oh yeah, and thank you for the follows. If there's anybody out there who's not following, I'm literally 14 people, 14 followers away from 1K followers on Twitch. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could follow. All right, let's see here. Where do we want to go, and who have we not raided in a while that we should probably raid? Man, there's a bunch of people. Oh, you know what? Who we haven't raided for a while? Let me just confer with the stream spreadsheet. Okay, well, looks like we may have raided this person in 2022 and then maybe never again. Hold on, let me see. Yes, we rated this person once in 2022 and never. Hold on, let me just make sure that they're going to be going for a while. Uh, all right, yes. Oh, they've only been going for an hour. Okay, perfect. Sapphire Stern says, "Thank you for the magical stream. You are welcome for the magical stream. My pleasure. And I enjoy doing this. And if I didn't enjoy it, I would. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. But I enjoy it, and I also find it useful, and I have fun doing it, and hopefully you guys have fun doing it. So it keeps me wanting to do it. So there we go. Excellent. So thank you guys. All right. So I think today we're going to be rating Arca Jazz. Oh, GipsonLens said it before I. Correct. You win. Oh, Bert, you got it. You got it. So yeah, yep. We're gonna be rating Arca Jazz. And so if you want to follow on the raid, so Arca Jazz is a musician, um, currently playing bass, but plays other things. Ooh, mind reader. No, yeah, Gibson Lens has this almost sometimes like prophetic prediction of like, because I know that Gibson Lens probably knows many of the people that I've rated and are have in my purview for rating. But then also he keeps good records. I also keep my spreadsheet as well. So yeah, if anybody wants following the raid, we'll be rating Arca Jazz. So let me go ahead and officially start the raid, and then I will copy. I have to remember to copy my own raid call. So there we go. But yeah, jazz musician. Also, you give clues. I mean, yeah, I just said streaming for an hour, but I mean that's not like I know sometimes if I said, but I mean that yeah, dude, you're crazy. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully, you all had fun. Um, and don't spoil the trick. No, no, Gibson Lens knows who I'm gonna raid. Like, if it's somebody that Gibson Lens knows, chances are Gibson Lens knows that I'm gonna raid. The only chance I have is if I don't, if I raid somebody that I know Gibson Lens doesn't know. So, all right, everybody, great seeing you. Remember to hydrate, remember to stretch, remember to get good sleep because it's really hard to get good sleep. And I hope that everybody has a glorious day, a glorious week, and we'll see you guys around. So, see ya. Bye.